Hello everyone, I'm Railcoon, and we have a special showcase for you today. Just about a week ago, we had a Cadence of Hyrule show on the Community Spotlight with some matches from the Cadence of Hyrule online organized tournament, also known as CaHOOT, and we're back today with more matches from CaHOOT. We're going to be finishing up the top 8 and the rest of the tournament. So we're just starting in the losers bracket, and the first couple matches you're going to see are best of 1 matches. Then we'll be moving on to see the losers finals and grand finals that are both going to be best of 3s. If you want to learn more about CaHOOT, you can go ahead and type !CaHOOT in chat, see a whole bunch of information. But just to cover a few things coming up for GDQ, HDQ submissions open August 22nd and are open through September 2nd. The Kamiko Community Spotlight is tomorrow at 8 p.m. Frame Fatale schedule is out now, gamesdonequick.com/framefatale. GDQX Games List is also coming out today. If you watch our Twitter at GamesDoneQuick, you'll see that when it comes out. Oh, it's out now? Okay, then it's up on our Twitter at the moment. Excuse me, Frame Fatale is August 18th through the 22nd, and we're going to have a Harry Potter birthday celebration on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, showcasing a bunch of different Harry Potter speedruns. So we got a lot of stuff coming up for you on GDQ Hotfix in the next couple weeks, but Elad, Tic Tac Foe are joining me here to help commentate, and why don't we go over CaHOOT, the prize structure, and all of that for people who didn't catch our earlier show on Monday.
Sure, yeah, I can do that. Hi, I'm Elad. This is Tic Tac.
Hello, everybody.
And yeah, CaHOOT is our Cadence of Hyrule online organized online tournament, and we are running Cadence of Hyrule. This current tournament is CaHOOT 3, which is we started with 4 groups of 7 racers in a round robin format for 2 weeks. We picked the top 1 from them, moved them directly into the playoffs, and then second and third in those groups went into the play-ins. The play-ins were what we did on GDQ last Monday. We've since had all that happen, and yesterday we did a whole bunch of exciting races in our playoffs, and we were now in the final, 6 matches of our playoffs. The first 4 are going to be losers, best of 1, elimination. It's going to be essentially a gauntlet. If our first racers win and go the whole board, they're going to have to keep playing back to back. It's going to be very intense. But yeah, we do finish off with our grand finals and the big prizes. So we have $1,000 as our prize pool, which is really awesome. Nice that we can actually do that, give money for these tournaments. And for the way that the structure works out is 7th place is going to be $25. So this next, I guess it would be the match. Hold on, let me check here. It will be the second match is going to be the $25 match there. If they win, coming in 5th place, tied for 5th, based on this being a double elimination bracket, they would get $50. 4th place is $100, 3rd is $150, 2nd $250, and 1st $350. We've already got one of our racers in the grand finals set up, and that is Spoody Biscuit, who did the Eves showcase last Monday, and is also in GDQX running Eves, which is really exciting. And Inknun is already set to go in the winners finals, and we're going to see who of this other pool of racers is going to make their way up there. Very exciting.
So I know you mentioned last Monday that you guys have tournaments for different skill levels. Does that extend into Cadence of Hyrule yet, or is that still just Necrodancer where we have the bigger tournaments?
That's a great question. We would love to have a pool of racers so big that we can run different tiered tournaments. Right now, we're just sticking with sort of open, everyone can join, see what happens, and we try and cater our tournament structure to that. So in this one, it was a round robin. So we have people like skills playing like skills, but also some of the top racers also playing in those same round robin brackets. But we do have a couple of sort of more fun, interesting tournaments coming up that maybe you'll be good at because it's less skill and more sort of fun. Like we're doing a bingo tournament that's coming up. And we are also in talks of doing a single character Link tournament because Link is not getting enough love. So you will notice that Link doesn't get played very much in this game. So we'd love to do a single character Link tournament as well. And then, yeah, like you were mentioning with our Condor stuff, which is Crypt of the Necrodancer, we do have tournaments coming up for that game as well. Very exciting.
All right. Just checking in to make sure the players are ready. Is there anything else you want to cover before we start?
I don't think so. I don't know. You can see that there's the links there posted in chat. We love our community and we'd love more people to be part of it. So if you're awesome, feel free to join our community. If you're at all interested in Cadence of Hyrule or Crypt of the Necrodancer, that Discord link is the place to do it. And yeah, we run lots of tournaments. We occasionally have prizes. We run big tournaments, small tournaments, meme tournaments. It's all over the place. It's good times. But I think that's it. I think I'm ready. I think the racers are ready to go. So I'll let them know if we're good.
Yeah, we're good. So just to let people know, the CaHOOT/Condor tournaments, they've got their bot that helps them start the matches, gives them their random seeds. So we're just giving them the go-ahead, and then they're going to get the bot all ready to go to sync up their start time.
Yeah,
so
and the countdown's about to start. So we're going to have the countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, and they're off. Now, of course, this game, it's important, I think, to discuss the mechanics just off the bat. I think you'll see that both the racers are going to start as Cadence for like a split second, and then they're going to go and pick a character. And of course, they're both going to pick Zelda, because Zelda is the best character in the game. They're going to pick up an ability right off the bat, Naru's Love, which is incredibly overpowered. And so they're going to be using that pretty much throughout the whole rest of the tournament. It's so incredibly good. It reflects damage back. It prevents you from taking damage for 2 whole beats. It's really good. Tic Tac, do you mind giving them the lowdown on what the beat mechanic is? I think there might be some people coming from the Pokemon who might not. I don't think that Pokemon game had a beat mechanic to it.
Sure. So just like Crypt of the Necrodancer, Cadence of Hyrule is played to the beat of the music. So you can see at the bottom of both racers' screens with the single Triforce there and the beat bars. They are moving to the beat of the music. So all the monsters are moving at the same beat. If they do decide to drop the beat or miss a beat, the monsters will still move. And that's where you get the potential to take damage or to just scoot past a monster. And it has a lot of interesting game mechanics too, with just music in general. You'll see some of the puzzles throughout the rest of the runs here.
Yeah, and it's also important to sort of say it's like kind of turn-based. And so when you do drop the beat, you skip your turn. That is a question we get all the time. Like, what happens when you drop the beat? There is characters in Necrodancer where if you drop the beat, you just die. But this game is not that bad. It's a Nintendo game, so they can make it a little easier. So, yeah. All right, so let's talk about what we've seen so far. We've got Rat headed over to grab the flippers in Lake Hylia. Lake Hylia always spawns below Hyrule Castle, and so you're going to get the flippers there. For the most part, this game is randomly generated, but we do have some sort of key tiles that you're going to be able to find. And there he's touching the first of the Sheikah stones, which for him anyways, you can touch them in any order. And yeah, so it's an open world, which is very exciting because it's a roguelike with open world mechanics, which is brand new. It's not a thing. And so yeah, there's going to be 4 Sheikah stones that these racers are going to be trying to find. Those are the 4 dungeons. Within each of those dungeons, there are instruments. And once they collect those 4 instruments and wake up Link is sleepy, then they're going to make their way to Hyrule Castle, and that's going to be pretty much towards the end of the run, with a few surprises along the way.
Yeah, and at the beginning of the race, you do see both racers, they're opening up their map constantly. They're doing that because, once again, moving to the beat of the music, they open the map, look at the map, and then continue moving to the beat of the music all at the same time. That way they don't lose any time, because the in-game timer will still count up while you're looking at your map. So that's why they're constantly dilutes.
Yes, as we lovingly call them, or the bleep baloops. That's the sound effect it makes it. So, yeah, they're doing like little sneaky peeks in between every single beat, which is a pretty interesting mechanic. The first person I saw to do that was Spoody, and pretty much everyone's adopted it now. Because sitting there and just staring at your map can really eat up time. But if you can be moving in the meantime, and actually if you pay really close attention as the map jumps up, you'll see everything still progressing in the background between every beat. And so the actual timing of it, I am a drummer, but I find the timing very, very difficult, where you have to like press the pause sort of in the middle of the beat twice. It's really complicated. But a lot of these racers are very good at it. So yeah, it's awesome. So we do have DT finding, looks like it's going to go straight up to the windmill first and then make their way down to the swamp. That's a little bit of backtracking, but the danger is with this swamp tile, because it's the Lost Woods, there's a screen wrap element. And so if the screen wrap does exactly what it did there, you actually can't exit out the way you came in. And so it would actually spit DT out onto the beach. And we have a rule in Cadence of Hyrule where you never want to be on the beach. It's not time for relaxing on the beach. You've gotta go. You gotta speed run. So, but we did see DT getting the touch on that Sheikah Stone, and is now, I think, on their way to Lake Hylia, where Rat has already been. I think Rat touched the Desert Stone and is now in Kakariko Village. There's a crypt in Kakariko Village, which is a wink and a nod to Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's got similar music, which is a lot of fun. And that's where you get this potion made out of flowers called the Hibiscus Potion. I guess that wakes Link up for some hand-wavy reason. And now Link is awake, but not really doing anything. He's just kind of hanging out. And it looks like Rat is going to leave. He made a quick decision there and decided against going in there. Maybe, he realized he had enough money to buy the Goron Charm. Now, this Goron Charm protects you from hot coals or lava damage. And I think seeing that he had the money for it, he felt like, I better do this now before I start buying things and forgetting that I have it. It is 200 rupees, which is the most expensive item you'll probably buy in this game. That was very strange, but fair enough, I guess. Oh, did he have a coupon? Oh, I didn't see the coupon.
They saw the Goron shop very early in the seed, and he took out Freddy and Kakariko.
Oh, scratch that. My bad. Take it all back. But yeah, so when you kill Freddy, I understand. And so when you kill Freddy, you get the coupon. But if you try to buy something in a Freddy shop with the coupon from a previously dead Freddy, he'll kill you or try to. So very that was probably the point there. Yeah, is he tried to fix that. And we actually have both racers in the exact same room right now, which is pretty cool. And we'll see a bit of a skip here, waiting for that little snowflake to give it a little high five and make your way. I think both are going to get it. Yeah.
Yeah, looking good.
And both grabbing the boss key here. And we're going to immediately see a boss kill from Rat. Sometimes racers hold off on the boss kills because every time you kill a boss, it increases your difficulty rating. And we're going to see a quick kill from DT there. And getting a broadsword out of the chest. We'll see what Rat gets. And Rat also gets a broadsword, so it's still seeded, which is good. One of the major flaws currently in the race meta is that racers rely on getting base weapons and then infusing them, making them stronger. There's a place where you can do that in this game. And if they get the right base weapon, which would be either a flail or a rapier, then you're happy. And if you get any of the other ones, you're not happy. And in this case, they both got a bad one. Now, the issue is that those particular chests are not seeded. So sometimes racers get the good one, and then the other racer does not, and it can really stink. So, yeah, that's a thing. That was a good quick kill, though, from DT, making up a little bit of time. And DT actually running right to the Temple of Storms. This is very fast seed. DT has already got 3 Sheikah Stone touches. I think Rat doesn't have Swamp or the Temple of Storms. Is that right? Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow, so what has Rat been up to? Because Rat is very fast.
Rat does have the Goron Locket, where DT has yet to acquire some type of skip for the Gerudo Ruins.
Yeah, that is a major hurdle in this run, is how are you going to get into Gerudo Ruins? Because those... the way you're supposed to do it is you're supposed to collect a bunch of gears, and it takes forever. It takes years for the gears. So what you have to do is find either hover boots or get the Goron Locket and make your way in that way. And so, yeah, Rat's got the Goron Locket. So he's set up already for that. But otherwise is a little bit behind DT, I think.
There's quite a key difference, too.
Yes.
For Rat.
You were talking a little bit about what people do sometimes with leaving the bosses and coming back, and you mentioned before we got started that the race meta has changed since Monday. What are the big changes that we've noticed so far?
Yeah, so we've seen some of the racers start to really pick up on overworld keys. It was starting to sort of happen a little bit with the... What is happening there with Freddy. Okay, DT killing it. So yeah, finding overworld keys is a really valuable way to farm up your keys. You need 7 keys total in the run. Currently, Rat is at, I believe, 6. He's actually almost got all his keys. Whereas DT, I think, only has maybe 3 or 4. I have to do some weird math because you use keys throughout the run, and so I'm trying to determine which keys they've actually used. But finding an overworld key is, there's particular tiles that have overworld keys in them, and every time you kill a boss, you can go back to that tile and get another key. So it's a great place to farm up keys if those tiles in particular are near Sheikah Slates. And okay, it looks like DT is gonna now get the Goron Locket. So these racers are pretty much on par at this point.
DT also getting some bomb chews in the Goron shop here for the Gliackenspiel fight.
And we're gonna see that there. So yeah, DT left for a bit and then came back. I guess, yeah, for the bomb chews in particular. So that's a nice play. And currently doing 3 damage, has Boots of Power plus the Titanium Dagger. And we see Rat with a glass rapier, which is one of the best weapons. Oh, he just broke it though. Just fell down a hole. Wait a minute. Did he somehow
break it?
pause buffer? Wait.
That's
what?
New.
So one thing we got to say about Rat is that he always is at the cutting edge of new tech in this, and so that might be a thing. I don't know. But he fell down a hole and then paused and didn't break his glass. So, he paused to swap to dagger. That was awesome. So he saved his
really
rapier.
Good.
Again, yeah, always on the cutting edge. It's awesome to see Rat race, and he's gonna get a base dagger. Oh, base dagger out of the chest is not what you want, because that's something that you already have. Wow, that was great. So I guess right now we're seeing our difference between the racers is Kakariko for Rat. He's already got Link awoken, whereas DT's touched the swamp, and I think that's about the big difference. So you're gonna say something?
You were saying that he got the base dagger from the chest, which isn't great, but DT got hit on the boss, so didn't even get a chest. So they're still pretty even on trying to find weapons at this point.
Yeah, which is, I think, good. Nobody really wants to see like one person pull a base rapier out of the chest and then the other person get like a base dagger, and that's possible when they flawless. But yeah, you're right. You have to flawless the boss to get the chests. And so the racers, that's kind of one of the big parts of the big meta right now is making sure you flawless those bosses. And so we're going to see from DT here trying to flawless the base Guitarmos Knights. And again, this is an elimination race, so there's a lot on the line right now. Winning this is $25, and if you continue to win, the prize pool goes up quite a bit from there. All right, and we've got a bass guitar for DT, and Rat is fighting the base Guitarmos Knights right now. And there was no weapon in there. So both just using this glass rapier.
And that's something we've seen throughout the last couple final races here, is a lot of racers are getting good enough to just use the glass weapons, which will break if you get hit. So if you can keep that damage up the entire time, it's going to save you a lot of beats.
Absolutely. And yeah, that is something that, I mean, our person who's currently waiting in the grand final, Spoody Biscuit, he refuses almost to, he only did it once yesterday, to infuse weapons. He'll just keep using glass the entire time. It's amazing. And we did see a flail pull there from Rat out of the boss. Now the flail is not as good as a base rapier, but it still is one of those 2 weapons that you're looking for. So we'll see if Rat actually infuses it or not. But as long as DT keeps the glass safe, although it looks like he's not using glass right now, so he might have actually broken it.
I think he switched off for the poison pit.
Very good.
For the swamp skip.
Yeah, there you go. And he's going to go fight Gomarakas. It's Goma, but also Maracas. Gomarakas. It's good stuff. This game's full of puns.
The puns are great, but I also hate them at the same time.
It's a love-hate thing. Fine. So DT actually didn't check the base weapon there. So DT might be just rolling with the glass rapier, hoping for the best. Does have a glass flail also. So, yeah, I might just go with that. And I think DT woke Link too. So is DT in go mode?
No, DT is headed to Kakariko here, so I don't think
Oh, didn't wake Link. My bad.
Yeah. which kind of puts Rat quite a bit ahead here.
Yeah, he's about to be in go mode with this pickup. Now, I wonder if Rat's going to infuse, because that's sort of his decision to make here. Do I infuse, cost myself a little bit of time, but have a much safer weapon set, or do I just go? And it looks like just going to go.
Does have the equipment to get the Royal Rapier, so it does have that option.
Yeah, so that is a Zelda-specific weapon. It's a rapier with 2 damage up close, 3 damage if you're lunging, and it has knockback, and it has like a weird splash damage knockback. So maybe he's gonna go for that, and is gonna go for the Royal Rapier. So we don't see the Royal Rapier very much, but it is a very good weapon. Some say the best. And DT
And they both
about
have
to
3
wake up.
keys, so this is pretty close.
Yep, key count is correct for both of them. Now DT is in the weapon, is behind in weapons, but if they just push with what they've got, they might be pretty much on par with Rat. Rat's just slightly ahead. And we're into Hyrule Castle. There's 3 floors in Hyrule Castle, and those are the 3 keys that you need. Each boss room has a locked door, so you got to make sure you collect 3 keys. And yeah, they both have it. So it's good. So there's our first mini boss. Gonna get the Boots of Power, which is a +1 damage, which is really good. Another meta that we've sort of seen shifting is a lot of racers are now going for the one-shots on Octavo. Octavo is the sort of mini boss coming up at the end of the Hyrule Castle. And if you can one-shot Octavo in each of the phases, it goes so much faster than 2-shotting. It's the difference between 5 hits or 10 hits, which is a big difference, especially since it teleports all over the place. And Rat is about to get to that Octavo fight in a second. And we're seeing glass flail strats here from DT. I think DT did break that rapier.
Yeah, he just fell and got knocked into a pit and lost the flail.
And took the... oh, there's the exit you can see. Okay, so here's Octavo for Rat. Another strat that we've seen since Monday is the spin attack strats. I imagine we'll probably see that today. There's some kind of weird arithmetic with how Link's spin attack move does a bunch of damage, but it does like a lot. I think it's like each damage item gives you an additional +1 or something. I was reading about it this morning. It's very fresh. So we may see spin attack moves if racers don't have the one-shots already set up. But you can see right now Rat is one-shotting each time he stabs Octavo here. And we got DT also on Octavo. Going to be using, it looks like also has the 5 damage. Yeah, using damage up scroll and a glass rapier. Oh, do we have some variants? Oh,
yeah,
whoops.
Since DT did Kakariko late, their Hyrule Castle is a little different layout.
Oh, okay. We're also getting from chat that maybe it had something to do with looting out of the Royal Rapier room, so it sort of like refreshes the.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, there's some sort of weirdness that we're learning about in terms of how things seed and all that. Oh, courage there, getting the glass rapier broken for DT, couraging into an enemy, setting him off kilter there, and then actually getting hit by those whatever those are called. I don't know, the sharps and flats that come from the sky. I don't really know why they're there, but something magic.
So does that mean that their future Hyrules here are going to be different?
It might be. I don't know. I don't know if it changes up based on. This looks. Is Rat on the first floor still?
No, Rat's on second floor.
Rat's on second floor. Okay,
This
it's gonna be
looks
hard for me to tell.
similar.
Yeah, this looks the same. It is the same. Yeah,
It's the same.
So it's only. I think it only matters to the particular dungeon that you're in. All right, this is gonna be a close race. Absolutely, super duper close. Unfortunately, DT only has that. It looks like the dagger. So that's going to be a little costly. But Rat is at half a heart, or sorry, a heart and a half, which is not a lot of health. So Rat's got to be really careful here. Doesn't seem to be getting any heart drops. And you got to watch out. These enemies pack a wall up here. And you don't have any armor or anything. It looks like DT just picked up some armor. And they're on the same floor. This is super close. And a glass dagger for DT, which is good, and a spear. And it looks like DT is going to take the lead here. DT is the first one down to the 4th floor, and there is a white Daira right at the start.
Very quick floor.
Yeah, that was super fast. And so DT is going to be first into Ganon. This is going to be so close.
Ooh.
That was amazing play. DT catching up with just the titanium dagger, whereas Rat had the royal rapier through that, but took too much damage. Oh my goodness. So we're going to see some bomb strats here. Bombs do 2 damage to Ganon, whereas your attacks just do 1. But, ooh, DT missing the first bomb. That was a big miss. Okay, gets a second bomb, takes a couple hits. Both racers now have 2 damage on Ganon, and there is Rat hitting the, getting into phase 2. There's 3 phases in the Ganon fight. Second phase is pretty much the same, but mini-bosses spawn.
Oh, Rat missed the cutscene skip. Ganon
he
was at
did.
full health.
Yeah, so Rat's got to do 1 more hit still. And he does get it really quickly. We are now in the last phase. The first racer to touch all 3 Triforce pieces with all 3 characters wins, and
Ooh.
I think it's going to be DT. Oh my god!
Yeah, DT gets it.
We might have to check in game time here.
Wow.
Oh no! In game, I'm checking the bot, and it looks like it is. It looks like it's Rat.
Yeah, Rat's in
1941
My.
with DT getting a 1944. That was a 3-second difference. Wow, that was awesome! What a way to start. Oh my goodness. That was incredible. And I think, that is a best of 1. Looks like the bot thinks it's a best of 3. All right. So, I think at this point, we're going to go with Rat actually takes the win. We're going to look into if we can do any sort of review. We tend to do reviews, but of course, with RTMP streaming and all that stuff, it gets a little messy. But I think, we're going to move right on to Oblivion versus Yuka. So we're diving right into a second race. This time, another elimination race. The other side of the bracket. This is losers round 1. Oblivion versus Yuka, and we'll see who can win it here. That was a very exciting finish. Holy moly!
Yeah, that was great.
Love that.
That was extremely close.
Definitely one of the closest races I've ever cast, which is really cool. We've had a few within 10 seconds, but that was so incredibly close. So close that it in fact went the opposite way based on the bot press, which is really wild. So that's really cool. All right, so our next race is going to be Oblivion versus Yuka. Both these racers coming third in their groups. The bass guitar group, Oblivion came third, and the glockenspiel group, Yuka came third as well. We have maracas and oboe as well, because those are the 4 instruments. All right. Sure. Let's see here.
So we're playing here since we do have multiple best of 1 matches. We're going to be doing 2 best of 1s, then we're going to take a short break, do the next 2 short break, and move into the best of 3s. So we're swapping over here real quick to Oblivion versus Yuka, which will be ready to go here shortly. And
yeah, it's going to be another similar race. We're going to have our racers trying to get those 4 instruments off to Ganon. For those who didn't know, yes, Ganon is the final boss, although we might think that it's supposed to actually be Organon, but we think Nintendo wasn't on board with it. Because he plays an organ. It's pretty great. And actually, there's a bit of an Easter egg. If you go into Gerudo and you go into one of the houses, there appears to be a guy Gerudo who is playing an organ who kind of is a bit of a jerk to you. And it's like, yeah, it's definitely Organondorf. Definitely. So good.
Should be ready to start here soon, just waiting for confirmations from everybody. So do you guys have any idea when you're going to start entries for the next CaHOOT?
Looks like we're actually going in 3, 2, 1, go. So we have our signups actually ready to go, already announced in our Discord. So if you go in our Discord, you can check the signup sheet there. We have 2 signups for Necrodancer races. We're doing a Diamond race. If anyone knows that game, Diamond is the character that moves diagonally, which is amazing. Same mechanics as this game, but imagine a character that moves diagonally. It's very confusing and amazing, and a really good race character. And then our other Necrodancer one is our Conduit, which is the Junior League, the sort of starter races, which tend to be some of the best tournaments we ever run. It's amazing. And then, yes, like I said, we're doing a bingo event, and there is a sign up now available as of today for the bingo event. And it's really cool. We've had a couple people try out bingo for this game, and it works really well. So we're really excited to have that go. That's going to be really neat. All right, so it looks like we're getting our map bleep bloops again. This time, I think I see is it Kakariko to the right?
Yeah, it looks like the same position as last race.
Interesting. This isn't the same seed, is it? No, it's very unlikely. I'm just actually looking. Yeah, no, it's different. Okay. This one's in the 8 millions. Last one's in the 7 millions. It's perfect.
And
Right.
Oblivion found an early Chemos screen there, which is one of those overworld keys that's very easy to come back to and farm a little bit.
Yeah, it's BMOS, but has a key in it all the time. So obviously Chemos. Portmanteaus, you know. So it looks like Oblivion's going to go for the flippers first. Interesting strategy.
I wonder if...
Usually people go for the loot first, right?
Correct, yeah. You want that early teleporting option. This is why I think Oblivion may just go right into the grotto to get the chance at an early weapon from the boss fight. Or not. Going the other way.
Yeah, sometimes racers will go straight into Wizrobo to try and get that early base weapon and infuse it immediately. All you need is flippers and gloves to do it, or an extra key, but usually you want to keep those keys. So, not gonna do it. Yuka getting the glove though. It looks like is the desert in the same location too? I swear this game is randomized, but I think we have a bottom left desert as well. So the game kind of keeping it a little consistent between the two races. That's nice. You know, it's less confusing to start. Trust me, these will get pretty randomized and pretty different. But yeah, you're guaranteed flippers in Lake Hylia. You're guaranteed the gloves in the desert. And Yuka just picked up the gloves and got that titanium dagger, which is also guaranteed in the desert. Oblivion making their way now. Both racers did find the Torch of Wisdom too, which is really great. You can see inside chests, so it tells you what's in there. Which can be really valuable if you're looking for hover boots or if you want to see what your boss chests are and if you've got a good base weapon coming up.
I do have one question here, is that from previous show, you said that the desert's the slowest song, right?
That's correct.
So,
yeah.
Seeing Oblivion head to the desert without the loot to teleport out is a little bit interesting to me. Do you have any idea why he might be doing that?
Well, he's going to be grabbing the loot in the desert. So the loot can appear at any of the 4 dungeons. And so he's looking for that red flagged hut that you can see right there on the left. This is actually where the gears are. We don't really talk about it because people don't do it. But these 4 huts that are around the main temple each have a gear in it, except for the one with the red flag. That one has Cadence in it where you can get the loot. So got the loot there. But that's a very good observation because that would be really disastrous. And we have seen racers where they run like all over the map before getting the loot, and it takes so much time. But there's sometimes reasons to do it. It's just like weird race meta stuff. You go around, touch all the slates and stuff. And we see a beetle bottle shop there for Yuka in the swamp. Hopefully we'll see some beetle bottle action later. And if that starts to happen, we'll definitely be sure to let you know what's going on. It's a very strange glitch that can end the game early. And it does look like you were saying there, Tic Tac, Oblivion is now going to do the grotto for the quick base weapon.
I like that he's got the glass flow going through here too. It's going to make this Freddy kill that much easier and just going through the level easier. Okay. I apologize there, Oblivion.
What?
Going down to Freddy there.
I mean, you guys were talking earlier about how Freddy hits real hard in this game, so there's your example.
Yeah, and that was he had what, 1 key? You said he found Chemos, right?
Yeah, Chemos.
So lost a
not
key.
that big of a loss, but still a loss.
Yeah, fortunately with this game, deaths are not so costly, at least early. I mean, they can be pretty costly late, but it's not like you're just completely out. Like most roguelikes tend to have permadeath. At least in this game, it's not fully permadeath because the whole open world mechanics, that would be really, really, really hard. Yeah, that's bad. Oh, he lost 2 keys. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, he might have. Oh, he might have picked up the Freddy key here, or
Yeah, I
he
think
got
it was the Freddy key. Yep.
or the arena key. Yeah, because there is no key there for Freddy. So did we see the Goron shop? I didn't notice.
I don't think so. I think Oblivion was just preemptively getting that coupon, which is kind of a risky play too.
That's right, because if Yuka finds the floaties, which they just did, oh, the timing, perfect.
Nice.
And there's a rapier in that chest. Holy moly, Kakariko paying out. So we've now got our base rapier. Yuka's gonna take that to the bank, or at least to the place that infuses the weapons, and turn it into a titanium rapier. That's gonna be really awesome, and is gonna kill Freddy right now. Yeah, that's huge finds.
So I don't think we actually covered it yet this broadcast. Glass weapons do a lot of damage, but they break when you take damage, right?
Yeah, it's the traditional glass cannon kind of idea. They do 2 damage up. They do 3 damage when you attack, and with the rapier in particular, it does +1 damage on a lunge, so it can do up to 4. So it's really, really good. Especially like I said before in Octavo fights, you're getting your 4 damage. If you can get a +1 damage anywhere else, you're gonna one-shot Octavo, which is really good. All right, we have a Woken Link there for Yuka, and Oblivion leaving without killing Wizrobo.
It's like he's getting the bomb chew above the statue here. It's always going to be in that pot, and that's one of the ingredients for a quick kill on Wizrobo.
And there is our bomb shop. Yuka's gonna get the Goron locket. It's up in the top. It looks like it's actually probably seeable from Oblivion's map as well. So I imagine Oblivion actually does know where that is. All right, and here is the somewhat quick kill. Not as quick as before, but gets a rapier out of the chest anyways. So we're going to be on par for weapons, which is really great. We're happy to see that.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good point in chat. We have seen some differences between what racers choose to infuse their weapons with. You have like 5 options, I think. I don't even know what the rightmost option is, but you have Ruby, which gives you health. You have Emerald, which does poison damage. You have Obsidian, and you have Titanium. Oh, and it's a Diamond coupon.
Yeah,
there.
Diamond coupon.
So, yeah, you don't want that.
Hard pass.
And so, yeah, and so the only ones that actually are damage ups are going to be the Titanium and Obsidian ones. And we are actually going to see an Obsidian versus Titanium Rapier. This makes me very happy because I am super pro Titanium. So, because I just think it's a lot better. The way that the mechanics work for Titanium is it's just +1 damage. But with Obsidian, it's based on your attack multiplier. I actually don't know how to tell that in this game. I guess it's...
Like the mini Triforce gets more electric when your multiplier's up. But an actual way to tell is if you look at the weapon, it has 2 little arrow pips that lets you know when it's at full strength. And it's actually kind of hard to see.
Yeah, so you kind of just have to keep track. I think it's if you kill 1 enemy, it gets +1 damage. And if you kill 5 enemies, it's +2 damage. Yeah, there's the little arrows. It's really, you'll see them on Oblivion's right on the top of the HUD there. Right now, currently has no little arrows. So, but as soon as they kill one enemy, it's going to go up to +1 damage. The issue is, of course, as soon as you drop the beat or you get hit, your weapon immediately falls back down to 1 damage, and it's real bad. And if you're in like a swarm and there's things wailing on you and you've only got 1 damage and you can't clear the swarm, you're gonna die. And we've seen a few Obsidian deaths in the tournament so far. So that is why I'm pro Titanium. Yuka leaving behind the hovers. I guess got the Goron locket, so it's fine.
Yeah, don't need them anymore.
Did use them to get into the grotto quickly. And we're gonna see, here's the Wizrobo quick kill again. It's so delightful. My understanding is that the math doesn't actually make sense. Also, it's like it somehow does 10 damage, even though it's supposed to only do 9 or something like that. I forget. It's very strange. I don't know how the game does the math, but whatever it does, it breaks it and kills Wizrobo. Okay.
Looks like Oblivion's going to be using Link to get the Temple of Storm's first floor skip, using the bomb in a pot to hit that button and change the turbines. you to go free to the second floor.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that glass spear on the way. So it's a 3 damage spear. But looks like they're just gonna go with their their obsidian rapier, which is probably gonna be their weapon they're gonna use for the rest of the run. And a nice quick key grab here. Just needs to farm up a little bit of money. Turns out Freddy's walls are packed with gold, so you can just bomb them. And yeah, you can see the boss room there on the left. There's sort of like a fencing across the top of the wall. And so if you can identify that, you'll know where the boss room is. And then, of course, there's going to be a locked door outside it. And we're also seeing both racers having a ring of piercing, which is a really valuable ring. We're seeing that being prioritized quite a bit in terms of which ring you're going to keep, because it just really simplifies a lot of the enemies. Many of the enemies have some kind of way of parrying or deflecting your attack, and so if you have a ring of piercing, you can just stab them, like we just saw there with Oblivion. And you can see Oblivion currently has +1 damage on that rapier, and is going to have to kill, I think, 2 more enemies to get the damage up. All right, and I'll do my best, chat, to keep the tracker going, so let me know if anything seems super duper off. But yeah, that's essentially the way that you can keep track of where the racers are. It's kind of hard to know where everybody is because they can do things in different orders. But I'll try to keep that up to date as best I can. And there's a Glockenspiel for Oblivion. His
Nice
first
fight
instrument.
there in the flawless victory.
Yes, very nice. Doesn't need to worry about that weapon anymore, though, so you can go for the item chest, or you can pick up some diamonds, maybe for the beetle bottle shop later.
Which we saw Yuka grab the Sheikah stone. I don't know if Oblivion did.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Yuka did. Not sure. I didn't have Oblivion. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oblivion did kill. It was Robo. My bad. All right, and Yuka killing Glockenspiel now. So I guess a slight lead here for Oblivion as he's into the desert. And there is a Glock pickup for Yuka. Glockenspiel. And they're going to be heading off to the desert as well. So just tailing each other, both kind of doing the same route.
I did notice that somehow Oblivion appeared to basically be back on even keys with Yuka, despite losing 2 early on.
Yeah, it might have been just a little more efficient grabbing of keys. Sometimes you'll skip keys in the dungeons as well, so Yuka might have skipped some keys.
Also, Yuka used a key to get their base rapier in Kakariko, so spending an extra key other than the required 7.
Yeah, that's correct. That's right. So yeah, Yuka has to do 8 keys now because of that extra one. And yeah, I don't think Yuka got Chemos anyways. So Yuka was already kind of behind. All right, nice Moldorm fight there. And Yuka's going to be grabbing the boss key here. Boss key rooms are pretty much on the rails for all the... so you can kind of learn those. So there's a lot of set pieces in this game, even though it's sort of procedurally generated. A lot of things are similar, but with some slight RNG, like the movement patterns of the Tarmos Knights and that kind of thing. Shifts a bit. And there's a bass guitar pickup for Yuka. Oblivion now heading over to the swamp.
And just past the beetle bottle shop and did not hit the stone, so I don't think we'll be seeing a bottle pickup for Oblivion.
Interesting. And again, only doing 1 damage with the rapier. It's bad. I don't agree with it.
Yeah, I think I'm in agreement with that too. I haven't been a fan of Obsidian yet in this game, but I had the same attitude in Crypt of the Necrodancer, but once people spent some more hours in the game, Obsidian became the choice. So
it's true.
We'll see how that changes.
Yeah, I wonder if I feel like the difference is with Necrodancer, you can run without dropping a beat or taking hits better, but maybe it's just because people are better at that game right now. I don't know. It's really hard for me to say. I find it very interesting, though, and I'm actually really glad that the racers are picking different infuses. I know that Royal Goof, who we'll be seeing later, is a huge fan of the Obsidian, and some of the other racers are a little more maybe conservative with their picks. I feel like the Titanium Rapier is a more conservative pick, just kind of like a little safer. Maybe if you're going for like PB attempts, go for the Obsidian. I don't know. Okay, go maracas for both these racers. This is another incredibly close race. I love this. It's so good.
I like the early bomb chew for Go Maracas, taking a quick 3 HP off. Makes it go that much quicker.
Yeah, and another thing that I just wanted to bring up, because we were talking about how the race meta has shifted, we've also seen that...
Oblivion's on half a heart.
Oh boy. Ugh,
No
this
stamina.
is sketchy. No stamina either. Oh man, Oblivion getting through that. Wow. And so we got both racers in go mode. Yuka slightly ahead of Oblivion here, heading into Hyrule Castle. What I was going to say is fast movement is another thing we're starting to see racers act on a little bit more. Fast movement outside where you can use either the hook shot or you can use the Pegasus anklet to move around. The Pegasus anklet is kind of like the Pegasus boots from Link to the Past, but it has a certain distance that you dash when you use it. And then the hook shot, of course, is just like a hook shot. It has a certain range, but you grab onto like trees and junk and make your way across the level. And Yuka had +1 key as well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
looking for keys to the dungeon here, right?
Yeah, and my understanding is that the second shop is the one that has the key.
Right, and there's always a chance that the mini bosses in the exit rooms can drop a key too, so you can get lucky that way. But you might just be forced to do another key arena.
Yeah, so Yuka's gonna buy it there on the second floor. You can see Oblivion is right behind Yuka, but of course that key difference might matter. I'm gonna buy those boots as well. I guess the one good thing about the Obsidian is you have a higher max damage, so if you can keep your damage high against Octavo, you might have a better time fighting Octavo than requiring more damage ups. Oh my god, Oblivion. It's too many Hyrule guards.
This is the key arena in the castle everyone's hoping to avoid just because they hit hard. There's a lot of them in there. It's a lot of time gone.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and I like Yuka's play here. Oh, I was going to say, oh, never mind. This is actually really awkward. Yuka was going to try and bomb through the shop for a quick way to the boss, but it actually looks like the boss is directly across this giant gap. Who designed this castle anyways? Seriously, this is not to code. And Oblivion's going to take the teleporter. The teleporter typically sends you across the floor, and it looks like that was not really worth it either. That was just a really awkward third floor.
It's still very close. It seems like it could be in the range where just getting those skips on Ganon could be what decides this match, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ganon fights really seem to vary with the racers, and I was kind of railing on the racers yesterday because I feel like Ganon's not that hard of a fight, but I feel like maybe I'm just not in the race pressure situation, sitting on my high horse in this commentator booth. It feels like the amount of times that racers like die to Ganon or get hit or miss bombs and stuff, like you really shouldn't be doing that. But then again, yeah, easy for me to say. So, and again, this is a really close Octavo fight. This is super awesome.
Another thing that can increase those nerves is we do allow the racers to screen watch each other, so if they notice that their opponent's on the Ganon fight at the same time, it's just that much more pressure.
Yeah, and Yuka here with the lead, now moving into Future Hyrule. I think it's all going to come down to, Future Hyrule and Ganon. One more phase here for Oblivion. Oblivion actually lost a bit of time on this fight, and I'm not going to say that it was the Obsidian Rapier, but you know. He doesn't have full...
Would he be able to one-shot the phases if he had the titanium, or would he still just not be able to do that?
He would have had 4 damage with the titanium. He would have needed like because I think he would have had, the power boots plus the lunge is 3 plus 1 is 4, so he would have had 4. So he actually had the one-shots if he was on full multiplier with the... So that's your argument right there. I think that's like fair enough. But, getting hit, dropping the beat in the Octavo fight is very easy to do, especially with those fireballs. we'll see those again and again. Those fireballs are really obnoxious because they either fire directly at you or they fire diagonally, and it's impossible to tell because they look the same. So.
Yeah, I was just curious because I saw he wasn't one-shotting Octavo, and I think Yuka got a couple one-shots at least.
Yeah, I think Yuka might have had the scroll of power for the +1 or had some other way of getting the damage up. And Yuka is running this much, much more efficiently, it seems, than Oblivion. Oblivion took forever with that Lionel. Oh, but doesn't have a shovel? Wait, what? Oh, no, those are not diggable walls.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was wondering.
They look kind of diggable. I don't know. Hey, man, these are all randomly generated, so... Yeah, definitely not. This is probably my favorite part of the run because this is where it's sort of the sprint to the finish. This is where your build all sort of culminates, and you see how you can handle it, and we see huge variance in how the racers do. And I think this is the last floor for Yuka. Yes, it is. So Yuka's going to be the first one to Ganon. Again, this is an elimination race, best of one. Meanwhile, Oblivion here, struggling with that obsidian rapier. I don't know. Yeah, has one more floor
to
still.
change it right there, titanium.
Oh,
They
and
tried
tried to
digging
dig
that
through as well. Yeah, it looks diggable. I mean, come on.
I find it amusing that you made that mistake right after talking about your high horse on commentary where it's easier.
Yeah, that's just how it goes for me. I often put my foot firmly in my mouth. All right, Yuka on Ganon, gonna look for these bombs. Now, it does bomb themselves there. It's something you want to avoid, but you know, it's more important to get the hits in, and double bombs themselves. So actually down to 3.5 hearts, but is on the last phase. So Yuka actually with a very comfortable spot here. Probably wants to play it very safe. Wait, you can lunge through Cadence? Did we just see that?
Yeah, it's real weird with all three characters out.
But that does do it. Yuka taking game number 1 and the only one. So actually eliminates Oblivion. Wow.
GG.
Yeah. Tough one for Oblivion there, but congrats to Yuka. So Yuka is going to move on to face Goof. And that's our next match. And then the winner of that is going to face Rat. And then the winner of that's going to face Inknut, and the winner of that's going to face Spoody. It's essentially a gauntlet from here on out. Very exciting. Now, I know we're supposed to go to break. I just want to make a quick announcement. We did a quick review of the previous race between DT and Rat. And it looks like based on the way that the VODs were set up, DT actually did have a bit of an early start, just how they were sort of capped. And actually, based on that and the timing, it looks like it's almost definitively Rat. So Rat does, based on our bot and also on what we saw with the videos, we're going to definitely call it to Rat. So Rat does move on. DT is unfortunately eliminated, but does win a cool $50. And yeah,
Thanks for the confirmation there.
no
We seemed pretty confident on that, but it's good to know that we had somebody checking up on it. But like Elad said, we're going to go to a quick break. After this, we're going to have Yuka versus Goof. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Welcome back, everyone, from that short break. We are back for the next 2 losers matches here in the Cadence of Hyrule online organized tournament, also known as CaHOOT. We got 2 more losers matches, which are both going to be best of 1. We've got kind of a gauntlet going, as Elad said. So we've got Yuka, who just won against Oblivion. It's going to be facing off against Royal Goof. And the winner of this is just going to move on. And then the winner of that will move on. And it's just a straight shot from here until the end. Before we get started again, I just would like to remind everybody that Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. And we would appreciate it very much if you would consider subscribing to support future broadcasts. But Elad, how we doing? We've got a couple new faces here. So Goof, we didn't hear about at all with the previous broadcast. But what do we need to know about Goof?
So Goof was a long-time world record holder, is currently the technically world record holder, just completed an 11-minute barrier skip run like yesterday. The barrier skip is banned in the tournament, but you can skip the barrier and skip all the dungeons. And yeah, an 11-minute run in this game is like bananas, and it's like 3 minutes faster than the previous barrier skip. Goof is unbelievably good at this game. Also an amazing Necrodancer racer. And so, in fact, the Goof, Rat, Inknun, and Spooty are sort of like Mortal Kombat gauntlet. They're all sort of like Goros coming up. I don't know. It's like a real serious gauntlet. So if Yuka continues to win through them, it's going to be very impressive, very, very difficult. And yeah, so Goof has done very well in the tournament. Was the top of their group. And it was the group of death, if I'm not mistaken, the Oboe group. Yes, so really, really tough opponent here for Yuka. I do want to bring up very quickly that Yuka has improved so much this tournament. Just 2 weeks ago, Yuka's PB was 25:38.
Wow.
And has been dropping like crazy times and has improved so much. So there's still so much room to improve with these games, and we're seeing racers really improve very quickly. It certainly helps to watch other people and learn all their strategies and get good, and you can too. So yeah, really awesome to see, and I'm really excited to see how this race goes. Best of 1. All right, so
you mentioned that the barrier skip isn't allowed. Are there any other restrictions, or is it just no barrier skip?
I should certainly know that off the top of my head. I'm positive the barrier skip is banned. I think otherwise everything is allowed. I don't think there's any sort of major glitches or skips that have been banned. No, I'm pretty sure it's just barrier skip.
Right, and the glitches that we found throughout the race, we just kind of kept in.
Yeah, the tournament, we just sort of bake them into the meta. It's like, yeah, that's cool. You can do that. Like the Ganon quick kill, which hopefully we'll see today. It's something else. That was found during this tournament. Oh, Boots of Speed and co-op skips. Thank you so much, Cancel. Cancel is our ref right now, and my pal who helps run all these tournaments with me, and a whole team of other people, but is currently reffing. And yeah, the Boots of Speed is a weird thing you can do if you go out of bounds, and I think they're like $500. You can get Boots of Speed that allow you to move within the beat. Like you can move at fixed beat, whereas all the enemies move to the music. Very strange.
Oh,
and then,
okay.
Yes, co-op skips is another thing, because this game also allows co-op. And when you bring in co-op, other characters, there's been some people who've been sort of mining the meta and figuring out that you can use, like, if you use like Link and Zelda, you can skip like the entire dungeon and not even need to fight it. You can like jump over the boss door. There's all kinds of weird like heights you can get to and kinds of wackiness. It's amazing. So that's been banned as well. All right, are we ready to go?
I believe so. I think we're just waiting on the players. Goof was having a minor issue, but it looks like they got that figured out. So we should be ready to go here shortly.
Yep, countdown
You guys
is starting.
are using your bot, right?
Yep, I'm counting down here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, here we go. Couple of awesome racers. It's really great to see Yuka's improvements, and then of course Goof coming in as one of the titans of the community to start. And of course, same standard starts. We're gonna start. The differences we start to see is when they do the bleep bloops, the pauses, and you can see Yuka's already checking, getting an idea on how they're gonna route this seed. Hopefully, we see some different seeds. The past two were fairly similar in a lot of ways. Both were Goron Locket seeds. You either have a Goron Locket or Hover Boot seed generally. In this one, you also check right at the start where Hyrule Castle spawns. It's going to be somewhere in the middle, but if it's kind of shifted to the left a whole bunch, ooh, and we got a Goron Locket already in the swamp. So this is going to be nice. So we're going to see some dead Freddies real early. Oh, man. But yeah, where
nice
Hyrule
find.
Castle... Yeah, so good. Because that can sometimes really troll you. It can be out on the edge, and a lot of racers are reluctant to go with the hover boots because they can be hard to find. And there's one tile called the Hover Tower where you can get the hover boots there, but it takes so long to clear because you have to clear it to unlock the chest. And so they would rather not get
We
the
talked
hovers
about
there.
it a little bit, but we didn't really cover it in depth. So why don't you give a reminder as to why the Goron Locket's so important for people who didn't catch the first broadcast we did last week?
Sure. Yeah, so essentially the Goron Locket protects you from hot coals and lava. And so when you have it, you don't take any damage from those things. If you don't have it when you jump in lava, it's very bad for your health. So the racers are looking for that because that's how you can skip the desert. But if you don't find it, that's okay. There's another way to skip the desert, which is using the floaty boots and bomb boosting yourself. You can actually knock yourself with bombs, similar to the sort of 3D Zeldas, actually. And you can blast yourself around the map and use hover boots to get to the other side of that initial gap that we'll see in the desert. I think that covers it. Did I forget anything, Tic Tac?
No, sounds about it.
Third option is B seeds. Oh, yes. Yeah, there are other ways to do the skip, but they are completely not viable, but extra funny. You can use a freeze scroll, which freezes enemies and turns them into blocks. But what you can do is you can get your 3 bottles. You can get up to 3 bottles in this game. Catch fairies in the bottles, release them all, and then if they line up, you can use the freeze scroll to create a bridge and then run across them. It's
oh my
real
god.
It looks
real
amazing.
stupid. It is amazing. It's super stupid. No one would ever do that in a race.
Okay, I have another question for you guys because I'm not as familiar with this game. And I noticed that Yuka in Lake Hylia went to the room with the statue and didn't pick up the bomb chew. Is there any reason why, like, we see almost all the racers go ahead and pick up that bomb chew. Is there any reason why you think you'd go without that in this seed?
My guess would be wanting to get the Power Glove first so we could potentially dupe it. There's a way to dupe items in pots where if you're in fixed beat mode, you can throw the pot and while it's falling, attack it, and then you'll get 2 of the items in the pot instead of just 1.
Yeah, it double drops. It's weird.
Yeah.
So that could be why. The other thing we saw was Yuka, I think it was Yuka, who killed everything on it to turn that tile into fixed beat. So when you do that, that means every time you go back to that tile, it's going to be fast movement until you clear a dungeon. And so maybe is gonna go back and farm it a whole bunch with the fixed beat now that they have the glove. So they can get like max bomb chews.
Also, what Rattata Jack said in chat there too, is since we did see that early Goron shop and we're going to be killing Freddy, there's always 5 bomb chews in that Goron shop as well, so we could just get bomb chews there. So that bomb chew just might not be necessary.
And just to make a quick correction, it was Goof who did the clear. I mixed them up. So yeah, I think you could just kind of skipped it, and maybe it was what Rattata Jack and Tic Tac was saying there. And there is also always bomb drops there. One of the first things that was discovered with this game, or we have this, there was this document that was created where you essentially, Yuka seems to be just killing chickens. I don't know what's going on there. But there was a document that was created that like highlighted every single pot that is a guaranteed drop. So, some of them are randomized and some of them are like guaranteed to be bomb or bomb chew or whatever. And so those things were created originally when everybody, the whole community essentially was working together to sort of sort this game out as it started. And there's that coupon we were talking about from Yuka. And it looks like Goof is getting the coupon from Lake Hylia. One sort of meta discussion that we've had was, when do you kill Freddy? Do you wait until you're doing Lake Hylia before killing Freddy? Because the song tempo is a little faster, so it's technically going to be more efficient. Probably. I mean, these are sort of like percentage plays. Like this is a higher percentage of the time is going to be a quicker Freddy kill. if you go through Lake Hylia and kill there instead of Kakariko. But, I mean, that could be a negligible difference.
And
Question in chat here. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to answer that. What the coupon does,
Nice.
you get it from Freddy after doing a kill there. The coupon will allow you to buy any item for free in the next shop. And we want that coupon because in the Goron shop where Yuka is right now, that locket is 200 rupees, which is pretty expensive since the racers are going to be skipping a lot of the rupees that are dropped on the ground. So the coupon just makes it that much faster.
And here we're going to see some farming. So it does look like Yuka actually did clear the bomb chew things, or clear that tile as well. So I don't know.
May just forgot.
I don't know. It's all good. Any full percent runs? Yeah, they're called 100% runs, and racers have started really doing them. The 100% runs seem very interesting. There might be we've talked about maybe doing some tournaments with 100%. There's also permadeath mode, which sounds scary. Because, yeah, if you die, it's over. And I guess that is scary. That really is scary. So, yeah. But it actually adds a little bit more randomness to the game. You don't have the floaties or the gloves in the same spot. And Goof got some kind of weapon there and went for the obsidian. And is that an obsidian flail I'm seeing?
Looks like
Yeah, that's a flail.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. All right, so that is a pretty major difference here. That is a RNG-based find for Goof. And going with obsidian. Well, you know.
So what's the major difference between obsidian and titanium? Because titanium just adds more damage, right?
Yeah, titanium's a +1 damage, flat damage. It does 2 damage. If it's a rapier, it does 3 on a lunge. The lunge does +1. And then obsidian is again tied to your multiplier. So if you have no multiplier, if you just took damage or dropped the beat, then you're going to do 1 damage. If you kill 1 enemy, then you're going to do 2 damage. And then if you kill, I think it's 5 total. So if you kill 4 more enemies, then you're going to do 3 damage. And so most racers want to keep themselves at that, obviously, that 3 damage tier. But it's hard to do in this game. So there you go. All right. And racers are kind of doing a flip-flop here. Yuka just finished Kakariko Crypt and now is headed to, and now is doing Grotto, and vice versa for Goof there, now on Kakariko Crypt. And we're going to see a Wizrobo quick kill. The early quick kill, that's not and it's a spear in the chest, not a flail. So I imagine Yuka is not going to be infusing that. The spear is fine. It's just like a long dagger.
Yeah, it's more of a defensive weapon than the rapier and the flail allow you to move and attack at the same time, which makes it the faster moving weapons, but spears can't do that.
Yeah, you essentially want to kill things while making your way to the exit. That's the race meta of Necrodancer. That's the race meta of this game, in the sort of simplest of terms. And so if you're having a weapon that you have to stop moving to attack with, that's going to take more time. All right, Goof is going to... I don't know what Goof's doing. Oh, there we go. He's going for the other skip. There's a different skip here.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
So he can actually jump right up onto the roof there. It looks kind of weird because it's half cut off, and it is kind of weird. But yeah, you're essentially trying to stack up some half height blocks to make your way up to the very top. You're making little steps. And that is a Temple of Storms touch, and we're going to see a skip here for Goof. Now, I do want to bring up that every single dungeon has some kind of skip. All the dungeons are actually 2 floors, not just 1 floor, and a boss room. But there are generally pretty easy skips for the first floor of each of them. And then with the swamp, we're actually going to see both floors being skipped. And so that was Royal Goof setting that up. And we're going to see Yuka do it in a second as well. There's 2 ways that the racers tend to do it. It can either be with Link or without Link. When it's without Link, you're using up 2 bombs. So Yuka will not be doing that. In fact, Yuka has no bombs right now. So has to go back, I think, to the Goron shop. And it's going to buy up the bombs.
And Yuka did take the time to infuse that spear to a titanium spear. So
Wow.
2 damage with that.
Okay, here's the Link style skip. Picking up the pot and throwing it on the button. And just a bunch of garbage in that chest, so he's going to leave it. Meanwhile, Goof has already done this castle, flew through it, and picks up the boss key. and is gonna probably fight Glockenspiel. Most racers go straight into the Glockenspiel after fight after that. And with some bomb chews, it's gonna be a pretty easy fight.
Even though Goof does get stunned there, that doesn't count as a misbeat, so still gets the flawless victory.
And I think didn't get anything really out of it. Was it a free scroll?
Yeah.
So a little tragic here for Yuka that Yuka has to run with this spear. I think that's going to be a big issue. It's just going to allow Goof to just go a little bit faster. So hopefully Yuka can get a flawless here and pick up something better. Although if they've used their infuse already, I don't know the race meta there. Like maybe they have to go to a fairy shop where you can get another infuse.
You do have to clear out that screen though, so that takes a lot of time too.
Yeah, so they're just not even going to bother checking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think once you infuse the spear, that's it. And base Guitar Knights here for Goof. Goof going very fast in this run. And yeah, there's the bass guitar. So a full dungeon ahead right now for Goof. So really, I think if I had to say one thing that would cause Goof trouble, it's going to be this obsidian flail. But that's of course because I hate obsidian. So
so I noticed that people seem to go for Gomaraka last pretty consistently. Is there a big reason for that?
I do it too, but I don't really actually know why. Do you know why, Tic Tac? I just follow it because everybody else does.
There are some racers that do Gomarakas first. They go through the Lost Woods just to get that done and out of the way. What you're really trying to avoid is like going to the Lost Woods and then having to backtrack to it. I think it's just kind of a personal preference thing. Once we got the Wiz Robo 2 quick kill down, I started to notice a lot more people doing Gomarakas in a different order, but I think it's just preference at this point.
Yeah, we saw, I think it was Spoody was running a lot of Gomarakas really early in the run, whereas the sort of standard race strats have always been to do Gomarakas last. I think part of it is that it's an easy fight when you have a good weapon. This should be a pretty easy fight for Goof.
That too, yeah. Yeah, with the flail, you don't even need to stand in front of the eye here. You can just hit it on the side. Yeah,
you can buffer your beats on the legs, and the way that those web balls shoot, they kind of go away from you, so you're actually not going to even get hit there. All right, and this, of course, like I was talking about before, this is the skip of this dungeon. It's real tragic because this dungeon's really cool. It's got some cool enemies, really good music, but you essentially go you go backwards up the stairs. They're not one-way stairs, and so you can go backwards up them and get the boss key and leave. And now Goof is going into Hyrule Castle, starting the sprint to the finish. And it's a real shame that Yuka was unable to find a better weapon, but yeah, we'll see. Oh, there's a bee! Oh, those bees. So bees randomly spawn out of bushes, and they're really obnoxious. So they move randomly every beat, and it's awful. So, but a nice kill there by Yuka.
So this is a pretty crazy pace for Goof, isn't it?
Yeah, what are we at?
This is really fast. Like 13 minutes to Hyrule Castle, or a little more than that. That's really fast.
Yeah, that's incredibly fast, actually. Holy moly. Yeah. These are black bats. Yes, they are. Actually, no. They're green bats.
Green bats, yeah.
Moving every beat, yeah. Oh, a couple nice items there for Goof, picking up a glass flail. So that's guaranteed 3 damage instead of the obsidian where you need to keep your multiplier high. You can see the Necrodancer statue there in that room that Goof's in. That guarantees that the boss is going to be right there. That's just this one weird Easter egg quirk. Oh, don't get pushed down the pit. Now only doing 1 damage. Okay. Gonna fight Octavo now.
Looks like they have an attack scroll ready to go.
Yeah, so you gotta really keep track of your damage. One thing I bring up a lot with Necrodancer Racing, and it applies here for sure, is that there's like a difficulty on your brain of this game. And so usually as you get better and better at the game, you have to worry about things less. You think less about the sorts of things that you would normally be struggling with. And so it makes the game easier because a lot of it becomes muscle memory. But when you have something like Obsidian, you have to be really cognizant of whether you've got full damage or not. And that adds a little bit more to what you have to keep in mind. And so it might take away from your ability to play most efficiently, I think. So I've always had in Necrodancer, there's these items called lead boots. That's another thing that aren't obvious that you have them on, but they affect the way you play. And so that's just another thing you have to kind of keep in your head. Same with like the backpack or the holster in that game. And so in this one, there's not too many things that work that way. I guess like a piercing ring might do that, or a courage ring. But I would say that Obsidian, not to beat a dead horse, but I do feel like Obsidian kind of causes that same sort of issue. We're going to see a glass flail strat here for Yuka, so two-shotting here in this phase.
And I liked how Goof used the bow to get across the screen that much quicker with the octaval fight. Instead of having to hop way over there, we can just get the bow shot in.
Yeah, adding bow to this game is one of the coolest things. I love the bow, and I think it's a really cool weapon the way it works in this game, where it takes one beat to draw it and then the second beat to fire it. And it's really useful when you're tagging an enemy that just teleported across the room. Yuka taking a hit there, but not breaking the flail. Meanwhile, Goof is into Future Hyrule and has got a bit of a gap here. Doesn't have floaties or any way. Oh, he's going to dig through. Nice job. Has the Shovel of Courage, which allows you to move while digging. So like we were talking about with move attack weapons, a Shovel of Courage is like a move dig shovel, which is really good. Another kind of awkward spot there, but dug through and fighting the Hinox. Future Hyrule now for Yuka. Yuka's got to keep this flail alive. As long as they do, they're in pretty much weapon parity with Goof. Though Goof is through Future Hyrule already. Oh, and there's a broadsword for Yuka. Now, it is not over. We have seen Ganon go off the rails in a number of ways. We've seen it from Goof, so pay close attention. We'll see how it goes. So far, so good, though. Yeah. Very nice.
Got a really good cutscene skip there. So if you smash the X button, which is the skip the cutscene button, you can have Ganon not regain all of its health, which makes second phase go that much quicker.
This is going to be an incredibly fast run here by Goof. Nice bomb kick there, and here it is. Done. Holy, that was so fast. 1840 bot time. Let's see the in-game.
Wow.
1750, is that what that is?
Yeah, it looks
Yeah,
like
1750.
Wow, sub 18 race. That's super fast.
That's real fast.
Yeah, that's hard to keep up with. You're going to win races if you're dropping those times for sure. GG's. So tough one for Yuka. Yuka is going to finish in tied for 5th with DT. $50 though, not bad. And then there were 4. We are now down to our final 4 racers. And it actually happens to be our top 4 finishers in each of or our number 1 finishers in each of the 4 groups. So this is very interesting. And yeah, our next match is going to be Goof versus Rat. I am looking forward to this very much. As I said about Rat earlier, Rat is always on the forefront of race meta, has a very interesting style of playing. Goof just goes fast, so we'll see what happens there. But it looks like the racers are ready. Let's give you the seed here.
Yeah, we're just going to try and move on real quick here.
Yeah.
Everything's set on our end, so we can swap right on. This will be our last best of 1 match. The winner of this will be moving on to the best of 3s against, is it Inknun? Am I saying that right?
That is right, Inknun. And there's a bit of a meme in the community that Inknun always wins. Even when Inknun's not playing, Inknun wins. Inknun is incredible at video games. And so, yeah. Inknun also, big brain player, always keeping up with all the meta, often developing new stuff, has a lot of really excellent plays, really good efficiency. Seems to see a very wide scope of the game, not unlike Spoody, who also plays with a very wide. When you play this game, when you first try it, I do have to say this, it's really important. If you've not played Necrodancer or this game, it's so much harder than it looks, but it's really fun to play. So it's fun, but it's hard. And these racers are so fast that you don't really get that feel from it. But what happens is you can get tunnel vision when you play because you're like focusing on all the enemies that are immediately around you. And when you start to really pick up a pace is when you start to see the like sort of, it's like the Matrix code, right? You can see the way that you have to weave through the enemies to make your way. And so when you have something like a move attack weapon, you can see the openings here and there. If I were to make a football analogy, it'd be like sliding through the big guys with the pads when you have the ball.
Oh my god.
Like really effective. I don't know. You know what I mean, right? There's like the defense.
They call that a
like,
gap in football. I think
yeah, you
is what you're
scoot through
looking
the
for.
thing. Nailed it. Slam dunk, right? All right.
Yeah, correct sports.
Touchdown.
Home run.
Okay. I think are we good to go? I can let them know we're ready.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. Perfect. But it is that kind of like you're scooting through, the gaps close. If you wait an extra beat, you're not going to have the time. You're going to get hung up on certain enemies. So finding those little efficiencies is where the game really hits that elite level. And we're seeing these top four especially are really showing that kind of play. And we're gonna see that here for sure. All right, and as the racers are readying up, I'll get the countdown going.
Goof is having an issue. 1 second.
That's okay.
Trying to help him work through it real quick.
Okay, no problem.
Because like we said, we do encourage the racers to screen peek. So Goof is trying to pull up the RTMP feed so that's not super delayed. And
That's right. Yeah, otherwise they'd be watching the Twitch delay, right?
Yeah.
And that's something that I know we talked about last cast, but Link to the Past randomizers, they do not allow screen peeking, and it totally makes sense because if you find out, oh, hey, there's where the flippers are, it's gonna be a big cheat, and we don't want that. But with this game, it's a little more streamlined. You don't have those sort of like massive knowledge gaps. You kind of get, there's a couple here and there that you have. A big one, of course, is the Goron Locket. If one of the racers sees the Goron Locket, if you see it on your map, it's probably good to not go straight to it because it's a lot more obvious to your opponent that you're there when they can see it out of their periphery versus on your map. So sometimes it's good to just make a mental note of it. Like when we're getting into like the really crazy race meta, that's something that you could foresee racers trying to do. But otherwise, screen peeking is totally fine. And in fact, we really like it because it increases sort of a little bit of rubber banding when you're in the final, as long as the layouts stay the same, when you're in the final sort of dungeons, you can actually see where your opponent went and then make some minor efficiencies and some improvements on the way they went to actually gain. And we actually saw that, I think, earlier with the DT match.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why it's such a big difference between like Link to the Past is that in a lot of the other Zelda randomizers, they have these carefully constructed logic to make sure that it's completable because the game wasn't really designed around it.
Yeah.
So one of the big things for those games is like knowing the logic and trying to go into these dives of, well, with these items that I have, then there's a good chance the item I want is over here. And there's like risk taking on which way you check things. And that's just, this game is just designed so differently. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, my understanding was that a lot of the design originally of this game was around Link to the Past randomizer, which is really fascinating because Link to the Past randomizer has gotten to a level where it was just a hacked together thing from Link to the Past, and then now there's a game that's kind of designed around it. But interestingly, as it got designed, it definitely drifted away from Link to the Past randomizer, like you were saying. And we're gonna have the race here in 3, 2, 1, go. Let me fix the tracker here too.
Yeah,
All right.
help if they weren't already done with the game.
Yeah,
On the tracker.
It's fine. It's a good thing I don't have to run the timer, though, because that's something I forget every time. So we're good. But yeah, so this game has, like I was saying, has drifted away from the randomizer idea of it. Now, if you play permadeath, it's a little closer to that. But there's very little to the, like, there's only, like, a very select few number of items you actually need to get to finish the game. Otherwise, it's just completing the dungeons. Most of the items that you get will speed up your run, but aren't necessary. And so, like, the bow is a good example of something that speeds it up, but you don't have to have the bow. But there is the Goron Locket / floaty boots that you have to find, one of those two. Oh, we've got an early Chemos. This is really nice. So both racers are going to grab that key, and that's something you got to make a mental note about, to always come back and grab the key after you clear a dungeon, and then you can skip the keys in the dungeons, because that's like 4 keys right there, already figured out. It's really awesome.
Yeah, that one's not too far from one of the slates, so you can teleport to that one pretty easily, right?
Yeah, and it's overworld music, and like we talked about last time, overworld music is the fastest of the travel music on the overworld. Sorry, it is the grassland music in the overworld. That's what I mean. And so that's going to be the fastest. So that's really excellent. And here we go. We got both racers grabbing the glove at the same time and immediately heading over to the desert, and are going to take, because this is a south desert, they're going to be getting the dagger. One thing we are yet to see today, but I am hopeful because I enjoy it, although the racers do not, is the desert spawning on the north side. Because what that does is it makes it so much further out of the way to get this titanium dagger that a lot of racers don't do it. And it's a huge risk if you don't find a weapon later in the run. Because then you might get stuck with, you're going to be using a lot of glass, and then your glass breaks, and suddenly you're stuck with a 1 damage dagger in Future Hyrule, and it gets real dicey. But it's very, very exciting. So we'll see if that ends up happening today. So far, the desert has been very friendly with its spawn positions. And it looks like both racers getting the desert stone touch and are going to be moving north to Kakariko Village. Hey, look, another key. So here's another key set piece, Rat's on the right side. It's like a little encampment here, and that chest always has a key in it. So we've got 2 keys that are right close to Sheikah Slates, or Sheikah Stones. And Rat's going to, probably go back for that after. Whereas Goof is going straight into Kakariko Crypt and is going to kill Freddy straight away.
Getting that coupon once again for a Goron shop, assuming we do find that.
Yeah, hasn't found it yet, but killing Freddy anyways. And I think Rat's going to avoid that. Might be doing the potential kill later, or maybe is not going to double down on killing Freddy until they actually see the shop. Because it almost cost them last race, where Rat had the coupon, went into the grotto, and then had to leave again, if you remember.
And Rat finding floaty boots there, so might not even have to do it, has the required skip equipment already.
Yeah, and a Hibiscus take, and Woke Link. And another Link's Awakening here for Goof. Knowing Brace Yourself Games, that was probably intentional. The idea of waking Link, I'm sure. And we got floaties. Where did those come from? I actually missed that.
That was in Kakariko Crypt for Rat,
okay.
At the exit.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, I do love the floating, and it's a really interesting mechanic in this game. And so a nice pickup there. And there's the bomb shop, too. So this is a pretty healthy seed. Lots of overworld keys. We got the bomb shot. I just noticed that the bomb shop is shaped like a bomb. Did you know that already?
Yes, lad. Yes, it is.
I was always like, why does it got that thing on the top of it? Sometimes blocks you. It's the fuse. It's the wick. Wow, that's exciting. Also, I just recently found out that the Beetle Bottle Shop, the first one I knew was in the shape of a bee. The other one's in the shape of a beetle. Did you know that?
And you can argue that Beetle is, in one of the shops, he's pushing his sack of stuff, and it kind of looks like a dung beetle.
Yeah, that had to have been intentional.
All right, I have to steal this pun from chat. They said that was an explosive epiphany.
Hey! Nice save complete. Nice. Yep. Well, I you know, I say it like I see it. That's a stone talus there. Killing that for the... Yeah, that shovel's kind of like pretty meh. What it is when you dig, you get stamina, I think.
Yep.
So, I mean, that's fine. And into the Lost Woods for Goof. Meanwhile, Rat is almost done with doing an early Wizrobo fight. And probably gonna go straight to the desert afterwards, I imagine, with those boots.
Yeah, no bow in the dungeon chest, so this is gonna be a little bit of a longer fight.
Yeah, shouldn't be too bad. Goof able to walk right through that poison, because glass slippers prepare you to walk in poison, apparently. That's just a weird thing when you think about it. Base dagger, come on! Why is that there?
Yeah, it's unfortunate for Rat.
Yeah, that really sucks. That's just really, really tragic. I gotta say though, the key counts are looking primo right now. This is the time if Rat wants to go collect a few more overworld keys. Now they could do it. Like they could set themselves up for not needing to find any more keys in the rest of the run. There's the Beetle Bottle Shop there, and we are in the beach.
Oh, beach.
Oh, you don't want to be there. It's not a good. There's no reason. There might be a reason.
I do have another question for you when you have a moment. You've been talking a little bit about the differences between the different shovels you can pick up. Are there any shovel types you absolutely just don't want? Like, even over the base shovel, you'd keep the base shovel?
That's a good question. I don't think so. There is a torch you don't want. There's a torch that can soft lock the game. So you don't want to get the battle torch. That's a bad one. But the, I think all the shovels are fine.
Sometimes the...
Oh, the glass. The glass is a dangerous one. Is that what you're going to say, Tic Tac?
Well, that and the auto dig shovel can sometimes get dangerous in dark Hyrule because you're releasing a lot of monster closets and just rooms in general, and you can get swarmed real quickly. But if you're scooting through, it can be fine.
Nice skip there by Goof to get into... He did that last race. Did it again here. Yeah, that's right. The auto dig can be a problem. Plus, it wears down really quickly because you dig everything all the time. I forget what the other shovel was that we were just talking about. The glass shovel. So yeah, if you take damage, you can... Oh, Goof!
Oh, no.
So Goof always tries to put the gloves at the X. I think most racers do, but in that case, the loot was at X. So Goof ended up taking a hit there, and this is going to be a little spicy. Going down to just a heart. It's going to be fine, though. So yeah, if you get hit with the glass shovel, it breaks, and then you don't have a shovel, and that can be really bad if you're trying to get through, if on the other side of the wall is the, boss room. All right, we're going to see some key farming here from Rat, like we had suggested earlier. Chat's saying the Ring of Blasting, that can be really awkward, and the Iron Boots can also be really awkward. They can mess up some of the skips, like bomb jumps and those sorts of things, so you don't want to take those. And then with the Battle Torch, it's where it deals damage back. It reflects damage when you get hit. And so if the... super weird, but the one Necrodancer cutout in this game, if you attack it and you're below it, it lands on you and hurts you.
What?
Yeah. It just flattens you. Well, it doesn't kill you or anything. It just hurts. And if you have the Battle Torch, it's this one interaction that it'll hit you, but then you hit it back, which then knocks it over again, and it hits you, and creates a recursion loop, and then the game craps out. So...
It doesn't even wind up killing you, it's just the game stops?
The game totally locks up.
Wow.
Yeah,
it's not great that it's the Necrodancer cutout too.
Yeah. All right. Am I correct that Rat did not touch the desert yet, or the swamp yet? I think the swamp's got a really weird entrance, seeing as how Goof went to.
That's why, Goof was in the beach. That was the way in.
And we just saw the other way to do that skip from Rat. It's slightly faster, but a little more dangerous, doing a double bomb strat. It's also more costly because it costs 2 bombs. So doing that to get the skip instead of swapping back and forth between Link, which is a little slower. Yeah, exactly, Yuka. Yeah, you want to just avoid the Battle Torch.
No flawless for Goof here, so not going to get a weapon out of this Leopardspiel fight.
Yeah, just getting the glockenspiel and heading on their way. Rat still has those floaties. I think Rat's gonna want to go. I think. Did we see the Goron shop? We did, right?
Not for Rat. I think Rat knows that the boots will last long enough to go through Temple of Storms, and they'll be able to go. Assuming they survive, of course.
Yeah, now this is a little bit of a sketchy fight. Oh, that bomb's gonna be a money bomb. Oh, baby. That hit 3 of the heads. Very nice. Yeah, this is a little bit of a sketchy fight. Not gonna get the flawless either. Didn't have any bomb chews, so gonna move on from there. But yeah, with the little bit of boots that's left, he should probably head to the desert. And we'll see if he does that now. Yes, he will. So we're gonna see the other skip. Pay close attention to Rat's screen. He's gonna bomb and then bomb jump and then hover across. It goes by very fast because it's fixed beat. And picks up a tower shield, because why not? And so that's a sort of interesting difference between the two. I feel like Goof's going slightly faster maybe than Rat, but Rat having those hover boots is going to be quite valuable here, because Goof did not find them. But Goof does have the swamp already,
and,
at least set up.
He got the Goron amulet, didn't he? Yeah. That's when we had the bomb revelation.
Yes. Wait, he saw it. Did he actually get it?
I don't know anymore.
Unfortunately, these races, it can be hard sometimes because they blend together a little bit, but it happens. Chat'll keep us honest.
That's right.
All right, so Rat trying to keep this a flawless fight. Definitely wants to get a flawless here for the chance. And also because came in here with hovers, cannot stand still on the hot coals. Standing still on the hot coals will get you hit. So has to keep moving. And with this damage, this is a little frightening. Oh,
so that's,
no!
Yeah, that's another kind of bug in the game where Rat was able to flawless that victory, but the hot cold damage hits you as you're flawlessing, so it counts as not a flawless.
Wow,
It's garbage.
It's rough.
Oh, we already dropped the beat earlier?
Oh, okay.
Okay, that would have been right at the beginning of the fight then. Okay. So yeah, there's the locket to scoot in there for Goof, so you see the other method of getting into the desert. The glass rapier find. So far, we've got nobody with a weapon, right?
Yeah.
It's just glass. So this is the kind of seed that you don't want the desert in the north, because then you're going with just a base dagger and glass. Okay, I feel like Rat got into that swamp a lot quicker than Goof did. I didn't see much beach on his side. And there's the bass guitar. So Go Maracas for both racers is all that remains, and I think we give it to Rat here. And I think we have a hook shot on both sides as well, so I imagine both racers are going to get that Royal Rapier. Which is interesting. I don't think we saw a Royal Rapier at all yesterday in all the matches, but I think we're going to see it today. A couple times at least.
You already had it once today, so this would be the second time seeing it.
Yeah, and for both racers. Of course, unless, I don't know. I don't actually know if there's a base weapon that could pop out of this Go Maracas fight that you would want to infuse instead of just getting the Royal Rapier at this point.
Yeah, at this point, usually you want to infuse a weapon early on. You're either finding it in Kakariko Crypt or on your first flawless victory.
Yeah, that's when you want it. That's when the most value comes out of it. That was a little spicy there from Rat. Those, of course, as you go through the run, the bosses get more and more strong. And so, yeah, that was a strong Go Maracas, and it was doing some big damage. And Goof gonna do the skip now. And we still haven't seen anybody do the Beetle Bottle Shop Ganon skip yet. And there's Rat headed off to... Oh, Rat not remembering the song.
Yeah, so
Yep.
the colors for the notes stay the same, but the order changes each time. So if you know the color pattern, you're good to go. But sometimes it gets a little awkward.
Yes. But it also, they play tones. It actually plays, I think, Zelda's Lullaby there. So
Yep.
if you know the music, which is how I do it, I just kind of hit some of them, and I'm like, okay, that's the first note, and then, okay, I'll go from there. I should really learn the colors.
Oh, Goof didn't have with Robo done yet and messed up the Din's Fire quick kill.
Oh no. Yeah, that didn't work at all.
No,
did he get any damage? Okay, he got 3 damage.
Yeah.
Oof. Oof for Goof. And Goof now taking a hit, doesn't have the stamina. Don't die here, Goof. You've got 3 keys. Goof.
Oh dear.
He still doesn't have the stamina. Okay, he got a bit of stamina from those. Where are you going? Oh my god.
Wiz 2 is like one of the hardest boss fights in the game. That's why it's really nice to get just the boss skip.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you can get the quick kill, it matters so much.
So I guess that answers why a lot of people choose to fight Wiz Robo very early before it gets leveled up.
Right.
Nice
Or at least make sure you don't mess up the quick kill, which is what we saw there from Goof. Yeah, 100%. And so yeah, Wiz Robo was set early in the order originally. Like when this game was first being sort of set up, that was why you had Gomarakas late and you had Wiz Robo early. Yeah, just boss ease and that sort of thing.
Oh, Goof's not going for a weapon either. Just gonna push through the castle.
He's gotta, but this is gonna be gross. Yeah, Goof's in a really bad spot right now. He needs some deaths from Rat. I think multiple. He's really far behind here. Yeah, it's hard for me to put my finger on exactly what slowed him down. I guess like hovers helped Rat a lot. I mean, Rat also used the hovers in the first 2 castles that he went to for some skips. In addition, okay, has a glass broadsword, so he's gonna at least use this until it breaks. Not the commentator cursor.
Yeah, I was curious because where you mentioned that Rat picked up the hover boots, I was figuring Goof should have seen them as well, but I didn't see if Goof actually saw them or not.
Yeah, he saw the chest, but didn't have the Torch of Wisdom at that point, so wasn't able to see what was in that chest, so walked right by it.
Oh, okay.
Did you just see Rat Racing's final hit on Octavo there? Because that was hysterical. He looked like, you know that gif with the Adam West Batman running with a bomb over his head?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about. He had the bomb over his head and a Dark Knight was shoving him while he was holding it towards Octavo, and then he kind of threw it and there was all these explosions and then Octavo died. It was very funny.
Nice.
It was amazing.
Doing a bomb skip over the lava there too for Rat, not having to go around. That was real clever.
Nice. He's gotta be careful. He's got 5 hearts. He's down to half, but he's doing okay. The white Dairas are, in my opinion, the most dangerous enemy. They're just real weird. The beats are, what is it? They move every other beat except for when they move twice. It's very strange. It's really counterintuitive. Them and the Wolfos are very counterintuitive. But it looks like Rat's going to be totally fine here. More than enough stamina to get through it. And he's got, I think, 1 more floor.
Is that exit right there, too? Yeah, these have been pretty simple Dark Hyrules here.
I love what I'm seeing from Goof here. Keeping his boots... He's standing still as much as possible because his power boots are almost out, and so he's moving as little as he can, taking those mallets. Yeah, he's got a lot actually still. He should be fine to get through this fight with them, but he's getting some really awkward. Okay, is he just waiting for a teleport? I guess he's probably just waiting because Rat's already on Ganon. And nice broadsword play there from Rat. Very important to know what your character's weapons are.
Yeah, as when your character attacks Ganon with the shield, they'll get stunned. So if both characters have a weapon that attack at the same time, they're both stunned and you can't do damage like you just saw with Rat there.
Rat just took a ton of damage from that messed up bomb, and things are now a little actually sketchy. So Goof needs to keep running because we've seen strange things happen sometimes. 1 more hit here on phase 2. Oh, taking a big Daira hit there, and okay, we're on to phase 3, but 2.5 hearts only.
Yeah, gonna protect our
nice hook shot
here.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, Link. Heart and a half. There it is. Oh man. And Rat takes it. Actually, I'm gonna say a little bit of an upset. I mean, Rat's a phenomenal racer, but Goof is dominant. And that race there for Rat, I don't know. It was very interesting. GG's.
Yeah,
wow.
GG.
And that means that we've got Rat versus Inknun in the losers finals, our first best of 3. That's coming up next. Wow. So good.
Yeah. And we are going to take a quick break before we move on to that. So we're going to be back in just a few minutes with Rat versus Inknun best of 3 for losers final. Welcome back, everyone. We just got done doing our last losers bracket best of 1 match, where Rat took down Goof, and we're moving on to the losers finals. So we're gonna have our first best of 3. So we're gonna be starting off with that, and then after that, the winner of this will go to face Spooty Biscuit in the grand finals. While we are waiting here, we just have another quick issue. We need a moment before we start the next match. So I'm going to go over the announcements coming up. We've got GDQ 2020 submissions open at the end of August 22nd, are going to run through September the 2nd. Tomorrow on the GDQ Hotfix, we're going to have a Kamiko Community Spotlight. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Frame Fatale's schedule is out now if you go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatale. GDQX Games List is also out now if you look at our Twitter at gamesdonequick. Frame Fatale is going to be running August 18th through 22nd. And this Wednesday, we're going to have a Harry Potter birthday celebration stream, 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm also being told we have a sprint this week. So that'll be Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well. So we got a lot of upcoming shows for you on GDQ Hotfix. Elad, Tic Tac, how you doing?
Doing great.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah, this is really fun. We have a couple announcements of our own, actually. So we are in the stunning conclusion here of this tournament with Rat, who's going up against Inknun, our Goro of the tournament, Shang Shung being Spooty Biscuit. And I did want to mention Spooty Biscuit was accepted into GDQX, going to be running that same similar Eves run that we saw on Monday. So congrats to Spooty for doing that. Spooty has represented our communities very well at GDQs in the past, and we're very excited to have him there again. Really, really, really super duper awesome, cool. Yeah, and we're into big money now. It's $150 for third. Loser here gets $150. Winner guarantees himself at least $250, and then of course winning the tournament is a $350. And I'm Canadian, but I think that's actually American dollars. So, you know, that's like way lots of money. Wow. So much. So that's pretty awesome. That's really cool. Very happy for these racers here.
Yeah, it's nice to have a prize pool, and
yeah, keeps things fun. I do also want to mention
in some more racers for the next one because the signups were coming up soon.
That's right. We have signups already out. If you go to that link, if you do ! CaHOOT, you'll see you can come to our Discord server. In the announcements, you'll see our sign up link if you're interested in trying out racing, or we actually have a race bot where you can race at any time. It's similar to SRL. You can go in and just race. You can find friends and you can race. It's good for the community. And I did also want to mention that we, like always, are going to be putting out a survey. All of our major seasons, we always put out a survey for our racers and viewers just to get people's ideas on, what they liked, what they didn't like, what they'd want to see in the future, if there were bands that they think we should include or that kind of stuff. We always do that. And so we're going to do that again. So if you have been enjoying this, or if you had some constructive criticism, things you wanted to put in, stay tuned for that in our Discord server as well. And you can give us feedback. And we always try to build on our feedback and make our events as good as possible. So there you go. I'm ready.
Yeah, it looks like we got the issues sorted out. So we'll be starting up here real quick once the bot gets set and the countdown starts.
All right, countdown is beginning. It's 10 seconds, so there we go. Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. All right, we had a question earlier about why Zelda is the starting character. Tic Tac, do you want to field that? Question?
Yeah, sure. So early on, we found out that Zelda is one of the only characters, the only character that can field the rapier as her special weapon. And that's a really nice weapon because on the lunge you do +1 damage, so you're getting a lot of extra damage output. But the item both racers are picking up right now, Naru's Love, is a Reflect. So if you time it correctly, right when a enemy attacks you, or a boss, or mini-boss, or Ganon himself, you can reflect that damage back. And it's really, really powerful, and keeps a lot of these runners safe.
Yeah, even Ganon, sitting on you with his big pig body, it still reflects the damage. That's so right. Powerful. It's the power of love. So we've got
invincible for 2 beats, right?
It's the initial beat is the active beat that does the reflect, and then you can actually get hit the beat after, and it does no damage to you. Yeah, you're seeing the pause here. Racers look between the beats at the map so that they can continue to move while checking their map. And we're seeing a completely different movement here for each racer. Inknun doing something that my understanding has been timed out. It's actually technically a little faster to clear that first before heading to the swamp to get the loot. But it looks like Rat actually didn't even go for the loot in the swamp and is going to instead go straight to the desert. So we're seeing dramatic differences here in how the racers run their seed. Very exciting.
And it's a top desert here, so the titanium dagger is going to be very far away from both racers. We'll see if they collect it.
Especially with Cadence's hut here being in the bottom right, it can be in any of the 4 spots. If it's in the top right, you're going to get that dagger probably. But because it's here, we'll see if he uses the loot right away and gets out of here or goes for the titanium dagger. It looks like Rat is going to go for the titanium dagger. Personally think that's a higher percentage play. I think that's going to be just safer. But of course, we're in the late game of this tournament. Sometimes maybe the safe plays aren't the ones you want to take. I don't know. We'll see if it pays out.
We also are in a best of 3, and that's when you get into some of the best of 3 strategies where, like, maybe sometimes you'll see somebody play it kind of safe first game, and then if they go up a game, maybe they're more willing to take those risks in the second one, try and close it out, you know?
Yeah, it's a good point.
That's right.
Yeah, we might see that. So I think we got, did Ink get to the swamp or just almost to the swamp? He got to the swamp.
The loot. Yep.
The loot there. Okay, very good. Yeah, and so the racers kind of going opposite ways now. We do see that quite a bit actually, where racers kind of one goes one way, one goes the other, and then they switch. But I'm not sure if Rat's gonna just clear this and then go to the swamp or not. We'll find out in a second. Did touch that Sheikah Stone, and yeah, is. So both racers doing kind of the exact same thing, just at opposite times. Very interesting. But I don't know if Rat's gonna notice that. I think this is actually blocked off. I think you have to go down below. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll scoot through, but Ink went in here and then very quickly went the other way.
Yeah, it's hard to tell with the bleep bloops.
They're so fast. Okay, it looks like down. Oh yeah, I forgot you guys have the sounds in game. Yeah, so you're gonna hear all the bleep bloops. That's usually what I have to hear.
Yeah, the bleep bloops are interesting because as a player, you know exactly when you're going to pause, so it's easier to gather that information than a viewer like trying to quickly look at the map real quick with no idea when that map's actually going to pop up or not.
Yeah, 100%. That's so true. And I find too, like I'll have like a couple streams, I'll have my delayed review stream up as well, and I'm trying to look at all 4 of them at the same time, and it's very confusing. I end up cross-eyed, and it doesn't work out, and I usually have no idea. But starting to get there. I think the main one that is the easiest on the eyes is just to look at where Hyrule Castle is. That tells you a lot. If it's slightly to the left, you're very likely going to have desert on the right. Because desert biome is a very big biome, and so that's what I seem to notice. And then the dark green you can usually tell in the black and white, and that's going to be, well, obviously it's a dark gray, but you can tell that that's going to be the swamp. And there is an overworld key pickup for Rat. It doesn't appear to be in anywhere good, so I think Rat just did some kind of scouting there, but I don't think he actually ended up getting any sort of Sheikah Stones.
I think Kakariko's in that direction. No, that's the hallway square.
Yeah, no, it's just a real bad layout. So I don't think he's getting anything there. And there is the bomb shop with the fuse on the top, even. Look at that. And the wisdom. Yeah, so this is a very rich part of the map here for Inknun, getting the bomb shop and the wisdom torch here. This fountain is guaranteed to have a wisdom torch. And that wisdom torch is, again, going to show you what's inside the chests, which is very good. And Kakariko's right here. Holy moly. It's all there.
Rat into the grotto as Inknun goes into the crypt. Still not going the same directions here, doing their own things.
Yeah, this is, they're going their own way. Wow. And some power boots for Inknun. It's a good find. Now, did Inknun get the upgraded dagger? I feel like he didn't.
I don't think he did. There was a flail in this gold chest here in Kakariko.
Oh.
Wonder if we go for
yeah,
that.
There it is. Is he going to get it? It's 1 extra key. Most racers at this level are looking for getting their base weapons out of flawless bosses, but getting a base weapon early like this and infusing it is going to be really valuable. I don't know. Once again, we're going to see the early Wizrobo for Rat. That's been pretty standard for Rat's
the rat route.
Routing. The Rat route. That's the one. That's what I was trying to think. Thank you. And with
like
that,
rat
he's been-
routing probably plays the name better. Like that's
Yeah, I mean, he's racing. It's good. It's better than his old name. It used to be Rat and then a whole bunch of numbers. So, this is good. Probably his birthday. And on to... Oh, he's going to do... Now, this strat he actually invented. I think he's going to miss it. No, he killed himself! What? No, wait. How did that happen?
He bomb chewed into the
Did he bomb
room
chew the
and
wall?
stepped onto the
I think-
bomb when he entered the room?
Yeah, I don't actually know how he died there.
Yeah,
I think
He's
he
gonna
messed
do it again.
up, and he actually died on purpose to do it again faster than fighting the fight.
that's
slowly.
fair.
Because it looks like he walked into the fire explosion on purpose and killed himself.
Yeah, because you can detonate that on your own. So I wonder if that's what he did.
Yeah, but you do lose. What, he lose like 3 keys there though?
I feel like he had at least
It
a
was
couple
like
keys.
4, I think. But
Oh,
it
really?
looks like... Yeah, it looks like he threw the bomb chute down instead of up on accident, and then
Oh my goodness.
was just like, well, thought about it for a second and then suicided to try it again.
Yeah, that's wild. I don't know if that's worth though. I don't think you want to lose 4 keys. That's
Yeah.
real rough. I don't know. There's the Goron locket. I don't think Ink's got it yet. Yeah, I think we're probably gonna see a Freddy kill here. Maybe not. Now, I don't think Ink got the Goron locket yet, right? In the Kakariko? Was in
No,
Kakariko.
he
but-
just touched the stone, I think.
Yeah, interesting.
There's
And
a
this is a
rapier.
different... Oh, it's a rapier.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice find. Now, Ink Nun is, I think, was sort of the originator of infused strats when you go into the behind the castle and infuse your base weapons. That was something that Ink Nun did and set an amazing world record back in the day, like a few weeks ago, and sort of showed that the infused strats actually work really, really well. And since then, because most racers were thinking it had to be glass strats, but now we have, of course, Spoody, who is going to be our next racer, who's in the grand finals. He never goes for it. He always just sticks with glass. So, be interesting to see how they go. It's Ink Nun sort of always does it. Rat sometimes does it, and Spoody never does it. And that is a Wiz Robo kill. Should have that for both. There we go.
I
And
keep
Rat
catching
here.
myself just head bopping to the music.
It's so good. Danny B did an amazing job. It's so good. I know I've talked to him about it. He said it was a total love letter to the franchise. Loves Zelda and all those games, and so it was a big honor for him to make these songs. It's really cool. All right, so that now we did get the infuse right from
Correct.
Ink?
And both on the same screen here doing the Death Mountain skip. Ink Nun doing the diagonal bomb up to the top of the mountain to where Rat Racing had to go through the wind turbine there. Not too much time lost there, but this looks a little nicer.
Yeah, just a little. And Link Bomb Strat. We're going to see Zelda Bomb Strat here from Rat. So both doing the different strategies. This one's a little newer, the Zelda one, and it's a little faster. Now, wait, do I have... Rat's killed 2 bosses? Where did he get that extra heart container? Oh, when he died?
I
Yes.
think when he died, he picked up the
Okay, that kind of got me messed up there. Okay.
Yeah, you usually don't see that.
Yeah, the quick pausing is glancing at the map. And you do it so that you do it within the beat, so you can keep moving and you don't lose any time. Because you're actually sort of throttled by your movement, right? You can't move. I mean, there's a few fixed beat spots, but you can't move like full tilt. You have to stay to the beat of the music. So even though you're speedrunning, you can only go so fast. And so if you can fit those pauses in between, you're sort of helping yourself there.
Yeah.
And
look
Rat
close.
used a wall master, and it just teleported him to the absolute wrong side of the map. So these wall masters are the hands that come off the wall, and they can teleport you. And Some racers do that to try and get an advantage, but it's a risk, and yeah, it literally put him on the complete opposite side of the map.
Ooh, that's a glass rapier.
Yeah, he spotted that with his Wisdom Torch, made his way over there, which is good because he currently does not have a weapon, I don't think.
We did see another flail on Inknan's Gerudo village or ruins here. Skipping it, of course, because they have their infused rapier.
Yeah. Going for a bit of a swim. That was actually really spicy. If those enemies stayed in the way, that little Roomba got out of the way so that they could get out of the water. But you can actually get trapped inside the lava.
Yeah, going back a little bit and talking about the pausing, if you watch really close, if they pause early enough in the beat, you'll see that the enemies will finish moving in the background, even with the map up. So it's not actually slowing you down if you time it right.
Yeah.
Correct.
And I find that timing very hard.
Yes.
I'm often like moving the little cursor on the map and stuff instead of my character. All right, Inknan finishing off base guitar most nights, and yeah, it did flawless it, but there doesn't really need anything out of those chests. Mostly looking for keys usually. I think in terms of keys, oh, we're gonna get a Freddy kill here from Rat. Now that's an interesting time to kill Freddy. I guess it was a money situation. Given that Rat did die, you lose all your money, so had to kill there. Not gonna pick up the coupon so you don't accidentally get yourself killed by a future Freddy.
Yeah, the last shop, you saw that Rat intentionally bombed a wall just to get enough rupees to buy one of the keys. So I think Rat's just anticipating gonna need rupees to get some keys upcoming.
Now, who put that chest right in the middle of the lava? That was weird. Yeah, this is unfortunately, like, bad news for Rat. Doesn't have a weapon. Looks to be farming for more keys. Yeah, it's gonna have to.
Yeah, just look how big this key arena is.
Oh, there's so many enemies. Yeah, after clearing 2 bosses already, it's just going to take that much longer, and they're going to be higher level enemies. Nice use of Naru's Love. Fun fact, those slimes, when you hit them, they split, but if you use Naru's Love or bomb them, they just die. And so it's actually a lot faster if you kill them that way. And the Beamos as well, because you can actually reflect their laser back at them. You can kill them a lot faster without having to walk all the way up to them, and especially that one, which was totally covered in hot coals, although I think Rat has the Goron Locket, so definitely has Goron Locket. He just swam through some lava. So, would have been fine, but it's still faster. And a great kill there from Ink. Inknan is now in go mode. Pretty substantial lead right now on Rat in this first of 3 potential races.
Looks like Inknan is gonna need one more key in the castle here, but should be able to find it along the way.
Yeah,
with
and
only
Rat
one,
is...
you can get it from the shop, right?
Yep.
Correct.
Second floor shop, you can do that. And there's always a key arena, so you can get up to 4... Oh, Inknan, that doesn't work! Who did that yesterday? We've seen that before, where they throw the bomb to, it doesn't go there. It just doesn't work. I don't know.
Oh, and there's a key right away.
Wow, what a find. Immediately finding that key. And I just saw in Rat's pause menu that Rat has actually no weapons, only the titanium dagger. This is really tragic. Oh, I should give the bass guitar there to Rat. Yeah, so huge lead for Inknan here. Just very solid play. Nothing too out of the ordinary with their play. Has the Ring of Courage, which is a very good ring, especially with that broadsword. So you can, and there's the Necrodancer. You can see the Necrodancer statue. So the actual boss is to the right. In addition, you can also see the big blue arrow, which comes from when you have a compass. And you can see some very careful plays here from Inknan. I say that of the classic commentator curse there, as he murders a bomb fairy and breaks his glass. But you know, he's through it. He's on to Octavo. Now, he left that Sheikah Stone untouched so that he could come back and get a full heal on his health. And is now going to be on Octavo fight. While Rat's still got to fight. Okay, now he does have a broadsword, so at least he's got a weapon at this point.
It's a glass broadsword, though, so not a long-term weapon.
It's tentative, yes.
It looks like Inknon's going to have to do a double hit here on Octavo.
Yeah, for those who are wondering where the health bars are, they're up on top of the crystals. So there you go. I'm sure somebody in chat was like, how do you, what? Yeah, it took a while because Octavo doesn't have the health bar over their head, unlike every other enemy in the game. It's over each of those crystals. And so you can see there's 2 more crystals to go, the oboe and then the bass guitars, and they each have 5 health. And you can see on a dash, Inknon's doing 3 damage and up close is doing 2. And since it's 5, they can set themselves up for either 2 dashes or a dash and an up close hit. If you end up with 2 up close hits, you can do that 3rd hit with the bow. So it's always important to keep in mind that your bow can be that 1 additional hit if you accidentally set yourself up for a 3 cycle.
That's right. I don't think there was a bow found on this seed, though.
Interesting. Yeah, usually the bow is actually very common because the bow will show up anytime that the chests roll any of the bow items. So it could be any of the arrows, because this game has all the different kinds of arrows, like typical Zelda games, so fire arrows and lightning arrows and stuff. But if you don't have the bow, it's not going to give you those first. It's going to give you the arrows. Or sorry, it's going to give you the bow first, and then it's going to give you the arrows afterwards. And so it's very likely to find the bow. And so racers have gotten very good with it. There's actually a better bow called a Great Bow, which I love. And it's so cool, and I wish it was in races more, but it's very rare to find that item. It's just very rare. So, but it does 2 damage and has piercing, so you can shoot an entire line of enemies. It's really awesome.
Oh wow, that sounds really good. Yeah,
it's super cool.
If you put a electric scroll on top of that too, it just electrifies everything. It's wonderful.
Yeah, the Electro Scroll doesn't get used very much, but it's a really neat mechanic. It's something brought to Necrodancer in the DLC, the Amplified DLC. And yeah, when you attack enemies, it chains lightning across all the other enemies that are connected to them. And it looks really awesome. It's a super cool thing. Everyone was pretty universally in love with it when it happened in Necrodancer. Like, okay, this is super cool. All right, on to Ganon. So we got dueling boss fights here, but of course, Inknon's already killed Octavo. And it's the same sort of fight. Rat looked to have gone for the Royal Rapier, so he's doing 3 on a lunge, 2 up close. It's essentially a titanium rapier, but with knockback and splash damage. And a little bomb throw there, I like that. Meanwhile, Inknon taking care of the first one and getting a great skip. You can see Ganon only has 1 heart remaining because you can mash through the scene. So that cutscene in between the first and second phase, Ganon regains his health. And I think he does like 1 heart a frame or something. And so if you mash at the right time, you can actually stop him from gaining his health back because he's supposed to go up to 3 health. And it also actually cancels your friends from getting frozen in the ice if they were let out in the first place. But now that we use the bomb strats, they usually don't get let out.
And I like how Inknon pre-hit the ice blocks here, so it only takes 1 hit to open them in phase 3.
Yep, just needs to get Cadence out. That is Cadence, if anyone's wondering. That's the main protagonist of Necrodancer. Not a typical Zelda character, but you know, this game is not a typical game. All right, so Ink taking game number 1 with a 1923.
Sub 20, GG.
Very nice. Yeah, that was awesome.
I think that came down to your North Desert there, where Rat went for the dagger and Inknon just got some glass weapons and found the Kakariko weapon.
Yeah, I think it's the Kakariko weapon too. Like getting the infuse on the rapier was a big difference. So that's a shame. Like not seeing that go the same, but you know, it's how the racing goes right now.
That's right.
But yeah, GG's. Quality race. We're going to see race number 2 coming up. Rat needs a win here or is going to be eliminated and punted into 3rd place.
Yeah, and for people who missed the previous races we had on Monday, if you look at the middle of the screen on the bottom, we've got a score tracker there. See that Ignan took the first game. Is best of 3. So of course Rat can come back.
Absolutely. All right, we're gonna have the countdown
getting started here soon.
Yep. All right, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go.
So you'll notice a difference right away here. Rat Racing using the Japanese text, I believe. And that's because it does a few frames quicker right at the beginning here when Zelda's talking to the guard here than the English version.
Yeah, it's just like a couple frames. It's really not a lot, but it's it's something that Rat checked. Again, like I said, Rat pushes the meta, and Rat looked into it and was like, okay. Ooh, and now notice where the castle is right now. This is very interesting. That castle is like way up in the top left. Like that is as far top left as you can go. And I think, do we have Death Mountain directly north?
Yeah, looked like it.
Yeah, so Death Mountain directly north. We got a swamp to the right. I imagine that's going to make the desert bottom right. That's my guess based on the way that all sort of lays out. We'll see. Kakariko probably to the... Ooh, that's a tough call. It might be far top right.
Yeah.
We'll see. Still trying to sort of glance at the maps. It's, again, very difficult to do.
There's the floaty screen over on Rat Racing's screen. Oh, but the Goron shop for Inknon, so I imagine we'll be doing Goron.
Yeah, there it is. Nice find. So yeah, to answer chat there, the maps are random, but the way it works is it's a series of tiles that are all shifted around, and a few of the tiles have rules. So, for instance, Death Mountain is always going to be in the north, as it is, Link to the Past and all that. It's just where it belongs. And then we're going to have Lake Hylia is always south of Hyrule Castle, just always. I think it has something to do with the way the water works on the map, the way it's set up. And then the desert always has to be in one of the 4 corners. And then the swamp is somewhere in the middle. And Kakariko is also somewhere in the middle. So yeah, we do have desert bottom right. It's confirmed there by Rat. And so every tile is a set piece, and some of the tiles have particular things in them. Like this one here, you can see there's a bee in the middle of the screen on Rat. That's the Beetle Bottle Shop. We're yet to see the Ganon skip. Hopefully we'll see it, but I don't know. We're running out of races, but we'll see. And so, yeah, the racers all know what they can get out of most of the tiles. Some of the tiles are just kind of whatever, but some are going to have particular items that they're looking for. And there was actually a little bomb there Rat grabbed as well that is kind of hard to see, but yeah, there's a little bomb in that one pot, so they'll grab that. It's consistent. All right, and because it is a south side desert, you can get this dagger pretty safely. It's kind of on the way. And you can also actually check your map to see where Cadence's house is, and there it is on the top left, but it actually shows up on your map as a little red pip once you're on this tile.
And this is going to be Rat's loot as well, I think. Inknon getting theirs in the swamp. Problem with the south desert is, though, that you do have to go all the way down to get the Sheikah stone and the entrance, but
yeah,
your opponent's gonna have to do the same, so
it's a bit of a hike, but yeah, exactly. And the note's lining up very nicely for Inkman and Rat here on this seed. That's gonna make that a little quicker, but it's pretty negligible.
So how does that note thing actually work? I don't think we've actually explained that before.
Yeah, so it's a puzzle. Each note is a color, and the color represents a note, like a sound. And that's consistent, but the order in which they're placed is inconsistent. There's 3 note puzzles, I think. Maybe there's 4. I don't know. There's 3 for sure. One for the Royal Rapier. One right there where you get the glove. And there's another one where you can get downstab. But most racers don't get the downstab. Downstab is very much in this game because I know that Ryan Clark loves Zelda 2. And downstab is amazing. So that's why it's in the game. It's actually a really neat mechanically too, because if you jump off of a higher level onto an enemy, you'll bounce off them and you can continue to move on the same height. So you can use enemies as little bridges, which is wonderful. But we don't see it very much because it's not necessary. You can actually also use... Oh, we saw a backdoor entrance there into Kakariko from Inkna. Nicely done. You can delete some of the tiles in the corner there to get in a little faster. The game has a sort of mechanism in play that prevents you from getting yourself trapped inside a tile by deleting the tree on the opposite side when you transition through screens. And so you can actually get into the back of Kakariko by doing that in some cases. So nicely done. And we're actually see a bonus key here. And is that a flail?
Yeah, and Rat skipped the flail, walked past it twice. So, and they were at the weapon detriment last race, weren't they? So that's interesting choice.
That is an interesting choice. It looks like Inknun didn't want to get it either. Is flail dead to everyone now? Is that just not a thing?
I like it. I think it's fantastic speedrunning.
It's a very good weapon. I don't know. Okay, we're going to see here. I mean, it is the key, but he's got 4 keys. He got a bonus key. He's going to skip it. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they agreed on it in the race room. They're like, you know what? No flails this time. I have no idea. Because seriously, that's a weird not take. I think the flail is very good.
The race meta has changed again to no flails?
Yep. We're watching it live here, doing it live. There's a total shift in race meta right now. I don't know. It's very strange to me. Yeah, I mean, they got like bonus keys and stuff too, so it just seems better. I mean, right now they've both got glass. I feel like there's a little bit of that. I don't know. That might kind of play into their decision making where it's like, but I got a good weapon now. Why do I need to go get another weapon? But glass does not last.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it turns out.
Very strange. Yeah, they might just be purely hoping for getting it on a flawless boss, and if not, then just going without it. I don't know. I mean, the one thing is glass is so much safer for Zelda than it is for Link, because you can, well, there's just a key there. Random key.
Nice.
How do they have so many keys?
Wall key.
Random wall key, yes. Not as exciting as wall chicken, but it's up there.
They're almost done with keys for this seed.
Yeah, I think Ink did do that. Yeah, so Ink's at 6, and Rat is at 5, I think.
Yeah, I think 5.
And it's a spear. That's why you take the flail. Okay. Fine. It's fine. This is fine. I'm okay. Come on. Okay, there's the bow.
Yep, both of them picking it up out of the dungeon chest there.
Yeah, so get the somewhat quick kill here. Yeah, no one has Din's Fire, so gonna do the Bomb Chew strat. This is the long tried and tested one. You just prep for the aggro phase and then just reflect and attack, and it's easy. And it was a broadsword, so glad that wasn't a rapier. Although I don't know how much of an excuse they would have had since they skipped the flail.
Right.
But, you know.
There was a hook shot in the windmill purple chest that Rat saw for a few moments.
I'm just waiting for one of them to obsidian a weapon just to completely seal the annoying Elad strats.
Seriously, yeah. Get a broadsword and turn it obsidian and, you know, whatever. I'll just quit.
That's actually the first way I beat the game was with an obsidian broadsword.
Okay, there's the hookshot pickup for Ink, so Ink might be setting up for a Royal Rapier pickup, maybe. Hookshot does also have some fast movement strats. Both racers now picking up the Goron Locket as well. So
Rat just took a hit there.
Bomb skip. Did he break his glass doing that bomb skip? Or did he break it earlier?
He broke it, but that allowed him to do the skip, so it worked out.
Yeah, without having to menu. There is a reluctance for people to menu, it seems. Don't know what Inknun just did. I think messed up the bomb timing. So yeah, that's actually a new skip. I don't know if we had that last Monday. What you can do is you can place a bomb, you buffer 2 beats, and then you move up and you bomb yourself diagonally, which bombs you onto that little ledge, and then you can just hop down. That whole section there was designed to prevent you from getting in, but allow you to get out. And then it was promptly broken in a million ways.
It's the long shot.
We got the long shot?
Yeah, Ignon's not grabbing it. I'm sad.
Oh! So, like the name implies, it It's a hook shot, but it's long. It's really
I didn't
good.
even think we would get that option for annoying Elad, because I know you like the long shot, so you got
Oh, my
skipping the
goodness.
flail, leaving the long shot. If we
Really
could get the
grinded my
obsidian
gears
weapon, it's
today.
the trifecta, you know?
Oh, yeah, it's the Triforce of annoying me. Yeah, the long shot's cool. Long shot's kind of like the great bow in that it's very rare. Oh, rat! Just couraging down a hole there, losing his glass. Again, that's really painful.
Yeah, and we saw some people saving some time with movement with just the regular hook shot, so I assume the long shot just lets you do that even more.
Yep, earlier. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything like discreetly different about the two, other than yeah, you get to just do your long shots a little earlier.
Yeah, there's an easier royal rapier skip with the long shot. You don't have to do any setup for it. You just grab onto the chest.
That's right.
But
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
there's a big gap before the rapier, and so with the hook shot, you have to kind of get yourself all set up and aimed. Whereas with the long shot, yeah, you can just hook right across. All right, Gleeok kill for Rat, going straight into the ruins here with the locket. And I think we're gonna see Ink do the exact same.
No weapon for Ink on that flawless. It was a spear. Oh, getting a bottle,
The
though.
beetle bottle from the beetle bottle shop. Let's go. Get the bomb fairy.
The Ganon skip?
I hope so. Yeah, setting up for that. Now there is a. Oh, we did it.
Hey.
Yes. Yes. Oh man. Here we go. So Inknun
Did
doing
you
all the
see
right
what broke
things.
his glass? I didn't
I think he got B-most there. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the ray.
You gotta watch those. They'll sneak up on you. That's another thing with tunnel vision. Like if you're too focused on the enemies right next to you, you'll miss an archer or you'll miss a Demos. Those guys will get you. You really gotta watch for them. Okay, both racers now on base guitar most at the same time. Rat with a glass weapon. Inknun with just the 2 damage dagger. So this is gonna be a longer fight for him. And that is a rapier. So
That's
a
good
base
find.
rapier. Please find that Ink. I really don't want there to be differences. Oh, he didn't
Oh,
flawless.
didn't get the
Oh,
flawless.
no. Now the question is Rat gonna actually infuse?
Yeah, that's what I was curious about since it's late and you've seen people not infuse when it's this late.
Exactly. Rat heading into the swamp right now. You saw that little screen wrap right there.
Yeah, that
Oh,
was-
long shot!
was great.
Yes! Okay, watch this long shot. Oh, it's beautiful. Go! Yes! That long shot's gonna save him from not getting the rapier in the chest. It's all up to the long shot now. But yeah, so to make your way through the Lost Woods, you have to go towards the like odd enemy out, who ends up being the stronger version of all the other enemies. And so at the very beginning, the screen wraps otherwise. Oh, it's so good. That long shot just caught him right up. That was beautiful. And so you can do like an interesting little sort of screen wrap. So say if you have to go up the top and you're near the bottom, if you go down, you'll screen wrap to the top, and then you can just go up again, and you can continue on. It's cool. All right, this is an incredibly close race right now, and Rat does not have the did not infuse, so very interesting. Both doing the bomb kick, very nice. Ink
And Inknun
slightly
picked up
taking
the
lead.
fairy.
Oh, did he get the bomb fairy?
Oh,
my
he did.
God.
Yeah.
Ink.
Yeah. In
Doing the thing.
The swamp there, you'll always have a dark fairy in that screen, so it's a good place to collect it.
Yeah, so Rat should gain a little bit of ground here because he has that glass spear. Now you saw he used the Naru's Love 1 beat early there, but it didn't matter because you're protected for 2 beats. You're looking for an example of that happening. That was it. And yeah, so you can see just how much faster. And
Oh no!
this is really bad.
Oh my gosh.
This is so bad. Use the long shot. It'll save you. Okay, survived. It was because the long shot was in his pack. That's what did it. Okay, so Rat is actually infusing right now, and I imagine Ink is going to get the Royal Rapier with the long shot. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, yep. I believe that's what we're gonna see here.
That was so scary. That was a lot of those little eyeball guys. Oh.
And he was completely out of stamina in the corner there, so it looked real scary.
Yeah, that was really sketchy.
And Rat went for the obsidian rapier.
Ooh,
Titanium.
I gotta dangle the favors over to Ink Nun here. That's gotta be like he's going for the long shot. He's got the bomb fairy. Wait, you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, you
did
didn't
it
have
wrong.
to do that.
You can long shot the chest. It's fine. All right, so Rat's the first one down. I would like to see this go to 3. I'm not gonna lie. But we'll see. That bomb fairy might actually be the difference here because Rat has only like half a floor lead right now. And this is a pretty big floor.
So we haven't actually explained the Ganon skip and why the bomb fairy is important. So while we're diving through the castle here, why don't you give us the overview on how that works?
Yeah, that's a good idea. And a good question, because like, how does it work? Super weird. But essentially the way it works is you carry that bomb fairy in a jar. It's one of the few enemies that you can actually catch in a jar. And when you release it, it moves forward at its speed in a straight line. And if it hits something, it'll blow up. So it's sort of like a slow motion bomb chew. But what's weird about it is because the way that this whole game has been coded, same with Necrodancer, is that enemies have, that's a really bad layout there for Ignan. Gonna have to go way around. Enemies have movement priority, and that's so that the game can kind of decide, like if 2 enemies are trying to move to the same square. Oh, speaking of same square, they are exactly in the same spot. This is crazy. I can't explain this, so this is craziness happening. This is fine. Oh, Rat going for Link first. And so with the enemy priority, if 2 enemies are trying to move into the same spot at the same time, whoever's the strongest enemy is typically going to get there first. That's just kind of like the rule and how it's going to be consistent. But with the attacks that Zelda or Link does, those are also in a priority. And because of the difference in priority between the bomb fairy or the bombs that Zelda can do, you can actually blow up Ganon with the bomb fairy. Just because the priority is at a different time than, say, I think when the cutscene starts or when Ganon's shield goes up or something like that. I don't actually know the exact details, but it's something along those lines where, yeah, essentially you can blow up Ganon while he's in between a cutscene. And the game doesn't know how to handle it, so it keeps playing the music, but it just puts up the you win screen, which I think counts as winning. So that's how that works. That's the long and short of it. Meanwhile, though,
capture a fairy and some magical things happen, and then the game ends.
Something, profit. Yeah, you have to. There is actually, it's a kind of tight window. You have to blow up Ganon when he's about to start the cutscene between phases. There's 2 cutscenes. Oh, this is a little scary for Rat here. Rat very much pushing. Needs to 3 cycle this last phase. Gets it though.
Also, if you do the bomb fairy incorrectly, you can soft lock the game. So there's always that risk.
Yeah, so if you do not skip the cutscene, you will soft lock the game. So you have to skip the cutscene after. Oh, that plant was on top of the teleporter. That was very strange. But yeah, you need to do the skip. And there's a big window for the skip, so it's not a big deal. But if you forget to do it, you're gonna soft lock the game. Is only on for the player's movement part of the turn, so damage on the enemy's movement part kills him. Yeah, that sounds right to me. Oh, the plant was not on the teleporter. I was mistaken. Oh, that's fine. So Rat hurting here.
Man, down to 3 hearts.
Need to try and catch up. I think this is the last floor for Ink. I think Rat's on floor 3. Yeah, there it is. So Ink is going to be first into Ganon, and Ink does have the quick kill. So this is Ink trying to finish off this set. See how it goes. Setting up the bomb fairy. Now we've seen it go a little hairy sometimes with this bomb fairy. The old hairy fairy.
It kind of depends on Ganon's positioning too, doesn't it? You have to have him kind of close to the stage.
So where he is right now, you couldn't do it. You need him to jump, and then I think gonna try it here. Let's see if it works.
Yeah.
There's the bomb fairy, and didn't get it.
Missed it.
I don't know what happened. I don't know why it didn't work. It looked right to me. I don't know if you have to nuzzle it in the little, like, notch section there, but nice double bomb, though. That was really nice. All right.
Oh, Rat.
Meanwhile, Rat onto Ganon. But this phase looks pretty on the rails right now for Ink, so Ink looking to finish this off. On fire, though. Ganon's burning.
The damage.
Oh, and there's the beam.
It's
Big
done.
old
GG.
beam on Ganon, and Ink Nun wins. So Rat is going to be finishing this tournament in 3rd place, but GG's to Rat. Cool 150. Nice job.
Yeah, congrats.
Looks like we're gonna get Rat finishing just because.
Yeah, of course.
There we
Let
go.
him finish it out. Very nice. GG, well played indeed. All right, Inknun winning 2-0. Wow, good race. That, of course, means that Inknun is into the grand finals for the grand rematch. The winners finals yesterday, which was a very exciting 2-1 victory for Spooty, is going to be happening again, this time in the grand finals. Spooty versus Ink. Although who knows how it's going to go. I can't see the future.
We'll just have to stay tuned.
No, good idea.
Yeah, and with that, we're gonna take a short break. We'll be back in just a few minutes with the finals.
Exciting.
Welcome back, everyone. We're here with the CaHOOT Finals. That's the Cadence of Hyrule online organized tournament if you're not familiar with what CaHOOT is, you can type !CaHOOT in chat and see a bunch of links about the tournament that's going on right now and the Discord for it if you're interested in joining in on any of the future ones. But we are moving on to the grand finals. Spoody Biscuits on the winner's side. Ink Nun just got here from the loser's side. And since people were curious in chat, there is not going to be a bracket reset if Ink Nun wins. It's just best of 3. Whoever wins takes the tournament. And Elad, Tic Tac, how you guys feeling about this match?
This one is tough to call.
I'm excited.
Yeah, it can go either way, absolutely. Spoody is dominant, absolutely so good at this game. And then just set like what was it? Yesterday, we had this really funny situation where it was Inknun versus Goof, and it was like, oh, the top 2 like record holders are racing. And then during their race, Spoody set a PB, and then it was Inknun versus Spoody in the finals, and then they were the top 2 record holders because Spoody beat Goof it was like, these guys are so fast. It's awesome. It's incredible. And it's going to be some good racing. We'll see if we get some like lightning fast times. We got an 18-minute. Goof had a 17:50 early today, which is really, really fast. So we'll see if we get some. I think the world record is sub 17. I don't know if we'll be seeing any of those, but if they keep going sub 20, this is going to be over in a blink.
We got a little bit of the excited wiggles going on because we've been having fun so far. I think we're just waiting on final confirmations from everyone. Should be getting started here shortly.
Yeah, this is very exciting. This is going to be so good.
So you were talking a little bit about how Spoody doesn't even really pick up base weapons and infuse them. Spoody tends to just run glass weapons the entire time.
Yeah. I've watched Spoody run a lot of races in this tournament because Spoody is always at the top doing his thing. And one of those races, he infused. He just had to. And I think it was his last race against Inknun yesterday where he ended up winning. But otherwise, yeah, he goes pure glass. He's incredibly good at this game. So he doesn't seem to get hit very much, and so he can roll with the glass for a long time. And he's just yeah, it seems like his brain just goes at a higher clock speed. I don't know what it is, but all that Coda practice, if anyone's familiar with Necrodancer, Spoody is by far the best Coda player by like so much, and Coda is impossible. I don't get how anyone can finish that character, but you have to react at such a high speed, and any false step, you die.
Looks like we're about to start.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, and so Spoody's ability to react quickly helps him from taking damage. Because sometimes it's like 3 different enemies are kind of coming at you from different sides, and you have to be able to handle each one. And so if you can react and respond quicker to that, you're going to keep your glass alive longer. And so I feel like that's what Spoody relies on. There is a bit of a risk there if you don't get a lot of glass drops, but we find that Spoody just tends to get a lot of glass drops.
Seems like getting the Torch of Wisdom helps with that, because we saw a few racers earlier able to spot weapons on walls and just dig over and grab a glass weapon.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Now we got Hyrule Castle smack dab in the middle here. So not a ton of information. I think, is that desert or beach on the far right? That looks like beach.
It's going to be beach, yeah.
Yeah, so we're desert top left or bottom left. So most racers go to desert first because that's where you get your dagger, that's where you get the gloves, and you can get one of the Sheikah Stone touches. But it can sometimes be very far away.
And
there see some different routing here.
There was a floaty boot screen for both racers on the way to Lake Hyla.
Yep,
So
the
you can have
floaty
that
tower.
as a backup.
Something you don't want to do, but sometimes you gotta. You don't want to do, like, the last thing you want to do is the gears, because the gears are forever. They take so long. So, yeah, that's.
Oh,
wow!
boots.
Random hover boots from that
That'll do.
Daira. That'll
And
do.
that's a Daira that usually survives the seed. We usually don't see that death there, so Spoody with a huge advantage already.
Yeah,
Especially
that's.
since he has the base dagger. That took a lot of hits to kill him.
Yeah. Usually, I mean, I would say that the top racers tend to go out of their way to kill mini bosses because they drop items, and of course you can get. Hey, it's. Is this an infinite Chemos?
Yes, it is.
I think it is. Holy moly! All right, so what's gonna happen here is because that one chest is locked, this screen wants you to. Yeah, it's definitely infinite. And he got a glass spear out of it. This is insane. He's gonna farm up all of his keys right now. And hopefully Inknun's paying attention because this is a huge advantage for Spoody if he doesn't. So because that chest is locked, it's a challenge chest. And what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to kill all the enemies and then it unlocks the chest. But if you don't kill all the enemies, they respawn every time you go into the map. And so he's just going to get all his keys right here. This is really crazy. He's got to be really careful of that seed pod thing.
So do you go for 6 or just grab all 7?
I think most racers tend to go for 7.
Yeah,
it's really fast keys. And then you can just fly through all the dungeons. Like, this is a lot of time right here, and he's actually going to clear it. And that's interesting. He gets the cave charm.
Yes.
That's some mapping.
Yeah, so
I was curious about like getting 6 because there's a pretty good chance you can find an easy one to access in one of the dungeons, right?
Yes. Yeah, the risk you take is how much time do you spend farming versus assuming you'll find some along the way. And so maybe 6 is the right call. It's hard to say.
And with that cave charm, Spoody's going to be able to see on the map where the Goron shop is, and it's on the top row, like right in the middle, so it's way out of the way. So I imagine we'll be seeing the floaty boots skip into the village.
Yeah, maybe do the ruins right now with the floaties. This is such a huge start for Spoody. And there's the Chemos. So Ink does find it, and Ink's doing it from the top side.
He didn't spot where he got the glass spear either, so he's doing it a little bit slower.
But he does have the titanium dagger here. So Chemos will get one shot. Chemos has two health. This is, every time he goes in here, he goes in a different way, and he's getting hit. Please. So this is what's the time here? I can't actually see it.
Oh, he just didn't have stamina to reflect the beam, and now he's on 1 heart. Oh no.
Dangerous for Inknun.
Inknun, please. Yeah, he's really pushing that seed pod. That's dangerous. Those things move randomly. Yeah, and it does look like we're gonna see the ruins straight away, just like you said.
Oh, half a heart.
Half a heart. Scared. Please don't die with all of these.
Yeah, that'd just be a huge waste of time.
Oh, he just got a heart there. And he's gonna get some bomb chews. Double bomb chew, nice. Wow, and there's that last key. Spoody went and grabbed. This is a crazy seed.
Yeah, this is gonna be a
so
real fast
weird.
seed.
And I don't know if that farm was faster for Ink. It felt faster, but I don't know.
His first couple kills were kind of slow.
God. Okay, Inknun's gonna touch this. You get a full heart or a full heal when you touch the Sheikah stone, so I'll trigger that on the map. Those hovers though, are we gonna see a hover take here? Was Ink paying that much attention? Yes, he was.
That's good heads up play right there.
That's incredible. That's so awesome. Way to go, Ink. I'm so impressed. Like he somehow throughout all of that was able to notice where Spoody got those hovers. That is not easy. And that's a rapier, and Spoody takes it. Oh, an uncharacteristic play from Spoody.
Spoody didn't pick up the flippers when they went to the lake here, so I was gonna have to get those real quick. Use the hover boots to get over to the stone.
That's true. Yeah, probably gonna grab the flippers. Flippers are not necessary to finish the seed, but they are helpful, especially in the later dungeons like Hyrule Castle. And I guess, is there water in Hyrule Castle? I guess not. It's just pits, right? Correct. Oh, but also wants the flippers for doing this. You can use hovers to get this skip. To get the infuse, and he's actually going to infuse, so I am eating my words. That's fine. That's how it goes.
It makes me curious because like I used to broadcast a lot of tournaments before, and one of the big things that you notice over a lot of tournaments is people do tend to play it safe in the first game of a best of 3. So I'm curious if Spoody's just doing that. Play it a little bit safe, see if he can get the win, and then maybe you do the risky stuff after that. But
yeah, I think it can go either ways. It can go either way too, though, because you can go like hyper aggressive in your first match It depends, I think, how you think you're going to fare against your enemy or your opponent. And I think in this case, both racers probably look at each other as like scary. So I don't know. But if you feel comfortable, like you can go hyper aggressive and just nail down a win super fast and then play a nice safe one later. I think, yeah, it's hard to know how that best of 3 meta plays out.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in the competitive scene, they're worried about taking a really big risk and then being down 1-0 and putting a lot of pressure on themselves. Like,
yeah, that's fair.
That's fair, yeah.
And I think, Spoody's just going to Death Mountain, or is Spoody going to go to that Goron shop?
He doesn't need the Goron shop anymore.
Oh, of course. Never mind.
But,
yeah, that charm find was really cool.
Yeah, that's great.
I never even thought of that. That was really neat.
Inknon's clearing out Kakariko Crypt. They can't see what's in that gold chest, so I'm not going to use one of those keys to hope for a rapier or something here.
It is a quick key farm, though, so you could just do it, but that's pretty risky. Yeah, and Spoody going for an obsidian rapier. That's all I'm going to say about that. And taking Din's Fire, so maybe looking for the quick kill on Wizrobo. That's usually what that's used for. You can also use it for in a couple very small niche places, quickly getting the 2-floor skip in the swamp, and also lighting the torch in Hyrule Castle. That's usually where people use it.
That's going to be a good idea too, because we're usually going to do Glockenspiel 1 instead of Glockenspiel 2. So the Din's Fire is going to be real important for the Wizrobe 2 kill, quick kill.
Right. Yeah, you need it for that.
I think
now, did somebody touch the Temple of Storms? Inkman did, right? Just now? No.
No.
Spoody. Did anybody? Oh my goodness.
I don't think anyone did. Yeah, Spoody just went to Kakariko.
Oh, he just went to the windmill and then straight to Kakariko. Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to see on the map where it looks like Inkman is trying to do the swamp right now. Yeah, so if you're trying to keep track of who's in the lead, the best thing you can do is with the tracker, or you can look at the number of heart containers they have. So they both have they have 4 heart containers, which is 1 boss clear, and you can see both of those were base Guitarmos Knights. So it's pretty much tied.
Where they did base Guitar Knights first, that means one of the bosses they've been killing in the first 2 bosses is going to have to be in the second. And would you assume they're going to do Wizrobo or Glockenspiel for...
Yeah, so I think that's what
harder
Tic Tac was saying about the getting the Din's Fire to make it faster. So when you're fighting Wizrobo 2, which is the 3rd or 4th boss, then you have you use the Din's Fire for the quicker kill. If you don't have Din's Fire, that fight gets kind of off the rails. So
yeah, and Glockenspiel 2, the heads I think all have 6 or 7 health apiece, and they just start launching fireballs everywhere, and it gets very hectic very quick.
Yeah. Tracker's behind. What am I forgetting? Oh, Spoody woke up Link. Okay, thank you. Sorry. All right, so we're gonna see Inkman doing the 2-floor skip here in the swamp. But probably not going to fight Gomarakas, because then that would, of course, leave the 2 worst bosses for last.
Yeah, teleporting out right away here.
Oh, Spoody's got the Temple of Storms. Okay.
Huh.
Yes, that's right. He's in it.
Going into Gomarakas. The red
Okay.
one.
That's interesting. So you don't see early Gomarakas. You don't see the red guy too much. Maybe it was... I don't know. Some sketchiness about the last run? I don't know. Oh, that was last. Oh, I'm getting them all mixed up. That was losers finals. Holy moly! Keep it together, Elam. Come on. All right,
Getting
Marakas
a
pick up for
base
Inkman.
dagger out of that.
And there was a flail in the Glockenspiel one too. So base dagger for Inkman, and Spoody getting both a rapier and now a flail. And a hookshot, taking the hookshot. Nice, gonna be using that to scoot through.
That looks really smooth.
Yeah, he's got this well mapped. And now it looks like Inkman is heading over to the Temple of Storms.
just killing the Wolfos there to make it go quicker.
Yeah, that can happen sometimes. If they kind of bunch up, it can be a little faster, I think. And you can see he's also killing these mini bosses to see what they drop. Probably looking for some boots or something. Power boots would be really helpful here as we're getting closer and closer to the Octavo fight. Getting the damage ups are really valuable there. Especially when you have Obsidian and you don't know what your damage is going to be.
That's right.
I just love how you take every opportunity to just crap on the Obsidian. Like, get those little digs in constantly.
I've seen it go so wrong so many times. All right, Inknun doing the push puzzles here. Oh, you missed it. This takes forever. No.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't have to take that long, but it's not great. All right, and he's into the Icy Grotto. And again, does not have a weapon. This is really tragic right now. He's going to need a flawless on Wizrobo here and a good weapon to pop out. And Spooty clearing... Did he just clear Gomarakas?
Yes.
Okay. Oops. So Spooty is about an entire dungeon ahead at this point, I think. And there is another flail. Now that flail would be there for Inknun, but Inknun has already passed there. Just Inknun doesn't have the Wisdom Torch, so wouldn't know. Unless he was behind in screen watching. Which, of course, is how he got the hovers earlier, so... Wouldn't put it past him, but... Alright. Setting up for what's going to be a little bit of an awkward fight here on the Wizrobo. Does get that early 4 damage, which is pretty nice.
Man,
He's got
Spooty's
bombs
gonna
and...
one-shot it.
Oh, yeah, there it is. So Spooty just completely obliterating Wizrobo. And both taking their oboes, but I think Inknun still has to do the Temple of Storms.
Yeah, and Inknun didn't get the flawless, so he didn't get a weapon.
Oh no, he's gonna get some bombs here. Yeah, he is at the Temple of Storms, but I don't know if he's...
I don't think he's got the key yet, no.
No, he hasn't done it yet. He's doing 2 bomb, very quickly done there. And so Spooty's already into the castle. Ridiculous.
Yeah, sub 15 to castle, that's crazy.
Yeah, this is wild. That's so fast. Holy moly. And looks like keys are totally fine for both racers as well. But yeah, Inknun just so far behind now.
Infinite Chemos being such a pal.
Yeah, that was great. Glad we got to see that. It's rare, but it happens.
Yeah, you talked about it in the last broadcast, but I think that's the first time we've seen it on the GDQ streams of doing these.
In fact, the only other time I've ever seen it in a race was an Inknun race. So, I don't know.
So you're saying that's a further example of Inknun always wins, even if he doesn't win this one?
Yeah. Oh, he did not get his flawless. So Royal Rapier, I imagine he's going to go for it, but you can see Spooty is already making his way through the dungeon. What is he on, level 2 right now, I think?
Yeah, at this point you almost hope for just a glass weapon to drop and that can carry you, but that's a huge gamble.
Yeah, and even if, you're still so far back.
Yeah.
Oh, Battle Torch, don't take that! Especially moving into this floor where the Necrodancer statue is. That's how you soft lock the game. So you'll see a Necrodancer statue. Oh, wow, a teleport. And so right outside.
And going for the Royal Rapier. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's got, how's he going to do it? Oh, hook shot. So you'll see he has to use the bow to set himself up, and then he can hook shot across. Because with this game, the way that the grid works, you can't just choose the direction you're facing. Now, in original Necrodancer, you're not facing any particular direction, but in this game, that matters. So where you're going to shoot your bow is sort of your direction. And so you can actually switch your direction by pulling back the bow, and then you can move whichever direction you want to aim first, and then when you let go, you fire. All right, Octavo fight.
Here's
Spooty
the Obsidian being good for Spooty, having 3+1 on the lunge, and then +1 with the enchant scroll.
Yep, so he's doing 5. So it's working here. And I love when he does that. So the Gleeok phase, I've only seen Spoody do that. But the Gleeok phase, the heads always spawn in that top right corner there. And so he can actually go up there and block the spawns so that they don't come out. And actually, he just did it again with a mini-boss. And what a good teleport. So he is on to Dark Hyrule, with Inknun just getting started with the Octavo fight now. Yeah, actually, to respond to Sivir, I think you can actually do that same soft lock with Naru's Love as well if another enemy knocks over the Necrodancer statue while you're using Naru's Love. It's real weird. One of those swingy guys with the, whatever that is, a mace, ball and chain thing.
You know, the guys with the thing. I know what you're talking about. I just don't know what they're called.
Yeah, the flails. Wait, are those flails?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Okay.
They just
Good.
swing them different.
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, if the flail was like that in this game, it'd be a very different item for your character. Oh yeah, I guess it would be a hard lock, because the game just kind of locks up. Whereas a soft lock is where you just can't progress, right?
Yeah. Soft
Well,
lock
that's a lot of
games
ways.
running.
Yeah. Well, the game doesn't just stop. I don't know. I don't know the terminology. It's fine. All right, there is the 2-shot there to end Octavo for Inknun. Inknun's going to the future. Spoody's already there. And looks like he's only got, like, what, 1 or 2 more floors? No, that's it. He's on to Ganon. Holy cow, this is fast.
He's got enough bombs for a quick skip of all the phases.
Oh, yeah, he's
Real
full on
smooth.
bombs, full on arrows, full on fast. And he's going to pop that Link statue one more. And he actually always goes into that spot. It seems to set up a nice bomb for him. It's like a guaranteed bomb spot. And it looks like he goes for the second hit there. That was a really clean first phase. Now, he only got one of the skips. He uses arrows to open up to get Cadence almost ready to pop. Try for a bomb there. Nice bomb. Double bombing. And now we're on to the last phase. This is such a fast Ganon fight. Gonna put a bomb over? Nope. Gonna arrow, though, I'd imagine. Yep. And there it is. What an incredible run by Spoody.
That was real clean.
Done. Are we looking at a sub 19? We might be in-game.
Let's
Let's see. 1837. What?
Wow.
Holy, you can't keep up with that. That's so fast.
Yeah, well done, Spoody.
Well done indeed. Spoody taking game 1 with a thunderous run and putting himself 1 win away from taking this tournament. My goodness. Winning our first major CaHOOT tournament. Very exciting. Even though this is CaHOOT 3, we've run 2 tournaments previous to this. They were just little short ones, and we're going to have a couple more short ones coming up. So if you're interested at all, you should come hang out in our Discord and get to know the game. It's a really fun one to play.
There's a bunch of links there under !CaHOOT that you can check out there for this current tournament information and the Discord that he's just telling you to join. So
Yeah.
And if anybody's watching this on YouTube later, we'll shove those links into the description. So look
Nice.
down below.
Yeah, these races tend to be streamed either on my channel or we bounce around sometimes to other sort of larger channels. And super honored again to be on GDQ. Thanks so much. It's super fun to be here and to showcase these amazing racers to a larger audience. Yeah, it's really cool. It's a fun race game. We have a good time. All right, looks like the countdown is on. All right, so in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. Was that record for seeded? That was not record for seeded. The record for seeded is like, I think sub 10. I don't know. It's nuts. Because once it's seeded, you can like perfectly map it out. Nothing shows this better than if anyone's familiar with a racer named Greeny in the original Necrodancer. Beat the game in like 1 minute and 40 seconds. In an obscene run. and they have
Yeah,
their
that runs
microphone on,
crazy.
and they have a very loud mechanical keyboard. So it's very entertaining. It's a lot of clickety clacks. Yeah, it's good. It's good. I highly recommend checking that out if you got time. All right, so let's see where our bleep bloops show us. It looks like not much to the right now.
It is worth mentioning that even though this is technically seeded because they're entering a seed, they haven't seen these seeds before. So it's, if you're comparing to times, it'd be closer to just random seed times.
That's correct.
Right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when people set PBs in races, which we've seen, it doesn't technically count on the leaderboards. The in-game leaderboards are actually quite good, but they're not like broken. A lot of games, people figure out how to break them. But they're actually quite good in this one. But yeah, in our races, you can get essentially an unseeded PB, but because we play seeded so that we can race seeded, yeah, you don't get your PB, unfortunately. There is a key to the left of Kakariko Village here. So we have another overworld key. Not quite as farmable as Chemos, but it's good. I'm very Canadian. Well, yeah.
Spooty going for that Dyra roll again. Does not get the floaties this time, though.
No. Looks like, what is that, the glass slippies, though? It's pretty good. It's +1 damage, and you're protected from floor hazards. That can be pretty good. Except for bottomless pits. They will not protect you from those. Will fall straight down them and break your glass. They do break in one hit as well. So it looks like a bottom left desert, which is actually a pretty large desert.
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah. So they are going to probably be getting their titanium dagger. There's a beetle bottle shop for Inknun. I imagine Spooty will see that as well. Maybe we'll get a Ganon skip. We're yet to actually see one pulled off properly. We saw an attempt by Inknun, but didn't have it.
Into the village, we'll be doing the note puzzle one more time to get these power gloves.
There we go. Yeah, that was a really nice setup for it. They all kind of lined up. That's always nice. Requires a little less thinking. So this here is always a titanium dagger. Inknun's going to pick it up. I'm sure Spooty will grab it once it gets there. Now, Spooty got the flippers, right?
Correct.
Yes.
But didn't touch... Did he touch the stone there?
I'm gonna assume he did, because that's what you do.
I don't see why you wouldn't, unless you made a mistake. But didn't get the loot. That loot is very annoying to get at Lake Hylia. It's down in the bottom right, and so they're gonna just they're just gonna get the loot here. The Cadence store is up on the top left, and there is a Sheikah Stone touch for Inknun. Spooty's gonna be there in a sec.
Yeah, the Lake Hyla loot and the Death Mountain loot are all very much out of the way of the routing for the races.
Yeah. Yeah, the Death Mountain one, because of that skip, that's almost guaranteed. You're very unlikely to get it. I have seen a few races where they've had to go to it, and it's really painful. But, yeah, usually it's not. And then the Lake Hylia one is very rarely taken. Both racers did hit the Beetle Bottle Shop button for the Beetle Bottle Shop to get the bomb fairy to blow up. Nice. Kill Ganon.
Beetle Bottle Shop still sounds like a tongue twister, like say 5 times fast kind of thing.
I love it. There is another overworld key. This one's a little sketchier. If you don't have full health, you're going to be going down 1.5 hearts, and we're going to see that right now from Ink. And there's wolves everywhere after him. So he's down to 1 heart, but does do the screen wrap. That's something we talked about before, and gets the Sheikah Stone touch. So that's the wrong one. There we go. Can take that, and I think Spooty's probably going to go for it as well. These keys are just too valuable when you find them on the overworld. Just watch out for that wolf. Uh-oh. He might take an additional damage. No, he's fine. You do actually have quite a few extra beats. You get poisoned on the last beat you're in there if you do it most efficiently, so you have like 3 extra beats. So if you have to fight something, or if a moblin throws a spear or whatever those guys are, those orc dudes.
Both racers do have Din's Fire now, so I'm hoping to see a quick whiz robe kill from both of them.
Yeah. Inknun's still doing the bomb strat there. I mean, bombs now with duping are not as valuable. If you have the glove, you can do a slightly slower but doesn't cost you a bomb strat there. But yeah, Ink's just going to use the bomb. It's a little faster. Oh, the Beetle Bottle Boutique. That's pretty nice.
Sounds fancy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's that fancy. He's like rolling like a dung beetle in the one. Maybe it's one of those ironically named things. All right, Hibiscus Potion for Spooty. Going through, I don't think he saw much in Kakariko. Meanwhile, Inknun going for the Frozen Grotto. There's a Woken Link for Spooty.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen the Goron shop yet, and we haven't seen Shopkeeper kills either. There was the Floaty Boot screen at the beginning of the seed, though.
Oh. I did not see that.
Yeah, we need to figure out how to get into the ruins yet.
There's the Auto Dig Shovel. Inknun's going to switch back. Shovel of Courage is the best shovel of them all. And the Auto Dig, like we said, can have its flaws, so... And a feather pickup for Inknun, so we might see some wall adventures. The feather is a rare item, of course, from Link's Awakening, where you can jump. Jumping's a little weird in this game. Now, Inknun doesn't have the bow, so he's going to have to do this fight kind of awkwardly. Trying to keep the flawless here. Doesn't have enough stamina, so he's playing that really carefully. Nicely done. And gets a rapier! That's a big find there for Inknun. So gets the oboe and a base rapier. Is going to be heading straight to infuse it right now. Meanwhile, Spooty finding the Sheikah Stone for Temple of Storms. That's a really big find.
Yeah, Inknun's going to be happy about that one, especially after the last race.
Yeah, that's kind of RNG he was going to need maybe. Spooty's playing very well right now. Spooty's got his glass build set up here. He's got a glass flail. So again, maybe we'll see sort of these racers sort of sit back into their classic styles. Where Spooty's going to roll with just glass. Inknun gets the infuse early, which is really nice. There's some hover boots, but we... oh, I guess we do need those still. Yeah. So there's some hovers for Spooty. Good find.
Mm-hmm. Yep,
those should be there for Ink too. I don't know if it's guaranteed though.
Yeah, I think shops may be different.
No.
We'll find out.
We will. Yeah, so Ink does get a little bit of RNG with the weapon, but might not get those hovers. We'll see. And yeah, we're still looking for the Goron shop. He definitely has some kind of plan in mind.
Spooty was trapped in his key arena by a wind turbine, so has to loot out of the level and restart it.
Oh no!
That was amazing.
that is a rare situation. I have not seen that, so he's gonna fire through this as fast as possible. Gets another key out of it. I mean, okay.
That worked out, I guess.
Yeah, that's fine. That's actually funny because that happens sometimes in Zone 4 and Necrodancer. Where you can get a wind statue keeping you inside the shop. So, very rare. Did he not have a way to bomb out of it?
No, the wind was blowing too far into it. There's no way to get out.
Wow. That's pretty bananas. Okay, Glockenspiel 1 for Spooty. Inknun's already got an oboe. So that's sort of part of the difference here.
Yeah, there's no bomb chews to make this easier like we usually see, but he still just powers through it.
Oh yeah, with that glass, he's doing just fine. And yeah, doesn't even check the blue. Spooty's going full glass. Confirmed. He's not interested at all in infusing. I guess without the Wisdom Torch, he's just like, why bother? It's probably just a base dagger. Right. And off to the Gerudo, however you say it.
What was the Pegasus armlet again?
Yes, that's a... Whoa! Sorry, Ink getting sort of blown there. I thought he was gonna get knocked around. He's fine. Yeah, the Pegasus anklet allows you to... I believe it's... If you hold it for 1 beat, you dash 3, and if you hold it for 2 beats, you dash 5. Something like that. And
Yeah,
so you do
correct.
like a dash. And if you have hovers, you can actually dash across gaps with that too. So you can set up some really weird, interesting skips and things.
Another one of those non-essential items, but if you get it, you can do some really neat, cool things with it.
Yeah, we'll probably see some of that. But you got to be careful also because it uses stamina. And as we can see, you can get yourself caught without stamina, and it's dangerous.
No flawless for Spoody on the base Guitarmos, but Inknon still doesn't have a way to get into the ruins, I don't think.
Yeah, he didn't find the floaties. Those were in the Temple of Storms, and he didn't find them.
Yeah, the shop was different.
Dang. Okay, we're going to see the anklet use here. You can actually dash into enemies with it, too. So you see how he's, like, gliding across.
Got some good luck with the way that those Lost Woods screens wound up, so we could just charge straight across as well.
Press up to win, yeah. Nice. So both racers getting into this at the exact same time, but Spoody having already found and done their base Guitarmos Knights is a pretty big deal, I'd say. Inknon messing this up. He's done this before. You got to be careful. Sometimes when you're pressing all the buttons super fast, you can make one mistake and it cost you. And I think yesterday he had a real hard time with that for some reason. Okay, and Go Maracas for Spoody. It's a Go Maracas 2. That's the danger version. With this glass flail, this should be easy peasy.
You were mentioning it's safer with the flail, right? Because you can stand kind of off-centered from the eye.
Yep. Yeah, you can just honk on his leg there, and then when his eye opens, it'll hit. Like, it'll prioritize hitting his eye. So it's way easier. Oh, Inknon getting lasered right at the last second there. Getting the maracas, though. And you can see Spoody diving right into the frozen grotto. And now, Inknon, what do you do? See how he's looking at his map? Because it's like he doesn't have the hovers. He might have to do the hover square. He might just be searching for it. This is not good. This is not what you want to see.
There are some few desperate plays you can do here, too, without looking. You can go to the Kakariko shop and the Gerudo Village shop. And sometimes they'll be selling hover boots, but that's a real gamble as well.
Oh, this is sad.
Yeah, so Inknon's going to be doing some overworld searching for the Goron shop or the floaty boot screen.
Yeah, he's going to be going into Freddy's shop there. Oh! He had that's a big misplay too, because he had a coupon and he just used it. Oh man, this is so sad.
Yeah, so when you use the coupon in Freddy's shop again, he recognizes how you got that coupon and immediately starts attacking you. And now Inknon won't be able to buy that Goron locket either.
Now Spoody weirdly going full Wizrobe here. Maybe didn't have a...
I don't think he has Bombchu.
Bombchu,
he
yeah.
has Din's Fires, and he didn't even launch that to start the fight, so I was a little bit confused.
So I think you'd have to bomb yourself if you do that. Does that? I don't know. He ended up killing it, no problem. Man, that's a shame, because, I mean, Inknon had the better weapon. Well, Spoody's rolling with the glass anyways, but... Yeah, you can see Inknon's just kind of looking around the map, trying to find something, anything, to get him through to the base Guitarmos fight.
It looks like he's found it. He's just making his way there, and it's very blocked off on the overworld.
So out of the way. Oh. Opening chest.
Check there, yeah, looking for floaty boots.
Where is it? Is it down here? Oh, wow, that was so out of the way. That's disgusting.
Terrible position for that.
Oh. It's heartbreaking.
It looked like Spoody actually had a glass ring, so he got hit there, but he still has this glass flail, which is pretty fortunate since he didn't really pick up any other weapons.
Is he only got the glass flail still?
I didn't see him pick up any others.
Yeah, I want to say
according
that's
to
all he
Yuka, he
has.
still got this glass flail from the start. It looks like he's recognizing he's got such an advantage here. So he's going to do some farming. He might actually use that key on that golden chest, maybe?
Could just
Oh, wait, is he down a key? Wait, why is he down a key? I thought he was good for
down
keys.
a key.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Because, yeah, you can use the keys on the golden chest, I guess, in future Hyrules when you want to do that, because there's legendary weapons in there. Oh, found some glass there. And there's Inknun getting his final key. Oh, and that was actually a pretty good floor.
That was a good teleport right to the exit.
Gets a broadsword at the last second. Kills those dead rocks and gets his key.
There's more floaties.
Oh, man.
I feel like those floaties are just rude.
Yeah, they're trolling now.
Oh,
Ooh, we're going to the Beetle Bottle Shop.
Yeah.
There it is, picking up the beetle bottle from the beetle bottle shop. And, yeah, gonna go in to fight Octavo.
There's no guarantee on finding a bomb fairy in future Hyrule, right?
It's very likely, but you're right,
Very
it's
likely?
not guaranteed.
Okay.
Yeah, they're very common. And they really troll, yeah. You gotta watch the turrets, because there's turrets that will not attack Zelda, the purple ones. It's actually, interestingly, I found this out recently, the ones that match your stamina bar color do not attack you. And so, but they will attack bomb fairies. So you can get hit by a bomb fairy that gets hit by something that you normally ignore. So those purple ones you're seeing on Inknun. Yeah.
Awful.
Yeah. So it's good times though. Inknun getting shot in the back there.
Spooty did break one of his glass weapons. Is back onto the flail.
Yeah, only one more phase
Foil,
here.
Actually.
Yep, he's back. He's down to just dagger, and that. Oh, is he down to dagger? He might actually have. I forget. It sends you back to the.
He's just on the
last.
dagger. He had the weapon screen open when he switched to the flail.
Oh.
Yeah, so he just only has the dagger right now.
That's interesting. Inknun's got a push here, but that gives Inknun a chance. He's got a far superior weapon, and Future Hyrule can be really bad with just a 2 damage dagger.
Did Spooty dash into Octavo to get an early 2-heart hit in the second phase with the Pegasus anklet? I'm pretty sure that's what happened.
And it did damage, but it didn't teleport him?
It did damage before the second phase started into it.
Oh, what?
That's crazy. I didn't know you could do that.
Oh, nice. Cool. All right, eyes on Spooty. Right now, he's doing a good job fighting the weird Dark Zelda. That's a very strange fight. This is weird AI. But it was fine.
So Spooty's looking for any glass weapon at this point, right?
Yeah,
There's one there.
or if he finds a key and a golden chest, he could open it and find a legendary weapon. There's some good ones. That's a shovel. That is a weapon for Cadence if you use the Great Shovel, but not in this case. He has hovers, so he could try and float across that if he really wanted to. Last phase for Inknun. He's got the dash for the 2 cycle, and he's going to be into Future Hyrule.
This wall
Now
of enemies.
this is taking a while for Spooty, so there is definitely a chance here for Inknun to make some gains. I think this is floor 2 for Spooty.
Yes. He left the key, interestingly, because you were just
didn't
talking about
want it.
how you could use a key to open a chest for a weapon.
Yeah, didn't take it. Very strange. Has he collected a fairy? He has, so he's got the quick kill.
Oh, we found
And gets a
rapier
glass
at the end
rapier
anyway.
right
There you
there.
go.
Doesn't really need it, actually. In fact, sometimes it control you here on the Ganon fight. Just got to remember you have it. All right, so this is it. A Ganon kill away from winning the tournament. Spooty here. Setting up for his bomb, his classic bomb positioning there. Very nice. One more hit, and then I think he's going for the bomb fairy. Let's see if he gets the quick kill. And there it is, he got it!
Got it.
For the win! Spooty takes it. Wow, and a super fast run too, 1901. Congratulations to Spooty, taking the tournament.
Well done.
Well done, and Inknun coming second. But we're all winners, really.
That's right.
Yeah. Wow. Great job, Spooty. Spooty with a pretty comfortable win, honestly.
It's interesting how this broadcast compared to the Monday broadcast were consistently like a minute, 2 minutes faster in each race.
Yeah. That's a big part of it. I mean, part of it might have been also that these last racers were our top echelon racers that we didn't feature. We didn't have those because they were the play-in races. But even those racers improved over the week. It's crazy. There's so much improvements now. The fact that we're getting like consistent sub-20s is mind-blowing. That's so nuts. When this tournament started, that was a sub-20 was like godlike. So that's really impressive. Yeah, and I'm looking at the times now. The slowest race was a 21:31. Everything else was sub-20 today.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we had the sub 18 as well.
We sure did, yeah. Yeah, wow. Amazing. Oh, thanks, Spooty. What a way to swaggy finish the tournament. Nice job. That's awesome. Yeah, congrats to Spooty. That's a big win. Way to go. And yeah, I think that's that. So
is there anything else you guys want to cover before we do sign-outs?
Yeah, I think just very quickly, thanks so much. Thanks to Tic Tac for co-hosting as well. Really appreciate it. Definitely check those links that were posted in chat there, specifically the Discord one. If you want to be part of the community, we are welcoming more people. If you check the announcements, there will be a survey posted soon. And also there's a sign up for if you want to take part in any of our tournaments. It's very low bar of entry. If you want to be part of it, we encourage it. It's a fun community. We have a great time. I also want to point out that we have a thing called Necrobot, which is our bot server. You can get into that through our Discord. And that is a racing bot. It's used, Spooty Biscuit actually hosts races, Necrodancer and Cadence of Hyrule races a few times a week. Definitely Fridays. I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, something like that. Spooty can correct me in chat. But runs races in the evenings that are just sort of community races that are for fun. It's a great way to get into the racing scene, and I highly recommend that as well. I think that's it. The races are normally streamed on my channel, so if you want to watch those, you can do that too. I think I don't know. Is there anything I'm forgetting? I think that's it. This has been so much fun.
For the next tournaments on your Discord?
That's right. Tuesday, Wednesdays. Yeah, there you go. Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So yeah, that's I think it. Thank you again so much, GDQ. Looking forward to more GDQ stuff. All the announcements you made sound super fun. I'll be watching. And GDQX also very exciting. And thanks to the racers also. That's my last thing. They did a great job.
I was gonna give them a quick shout out here. For the racers we had today was Rat, DT, Oblivion, Yuka, Goof, Ignan, and Spooty Biscuit. Thanks everybody who came on and played. Elad and Tic Tac Foe, for providing excellent commentary. And speaking of those announcements you were talking about, AGDQ 2020 submissions will open up August 22nd and run until September 2nd. If you tune in tomorrow, we've got a Kamiko Community Spotlight starting at 8 p.m. Eastern, that is. Tuesday, we're going to have an episode of The Sprint, also at 8 p.m. Eastern. Frame Fatale schedule is live. If you go to gamesdonequick.com/framefatale. The Games Done Quick Express games list came out today if you haven't seen it. Twitter.com/gamesdonequick. Frame Fatale is going to be running August 18th through the 22nd. And this Wednesday, we're going to have a Harry Potter birthday celebration stream. Because if you remember in the books, his birthday is July 31st. So we're going to have a bunch of Harry Potter speedruns. Have a good time there. Wednesday, the 31st at 2 p.m. Eastern. So thanks everybody who tuned in once again. Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions. So we would appreciate if you consider subscribing. And with that, we are going to send you on your way to another stream. We'll give them some energy, root them on in their speedruns, and we'll see you tomorrow.